Aloha Stadium Star Sports presents Hawaii High School football, where tonight the defending OIA and state champions, the Kahuku Red Raiders, take on the Mililani Trojans. And hi everybody, Jim Oshiro alongside with Kevin Hashiro from Aloha Stadium. Well, tonight the first time where the top two teams in the state take on each other for the OIA crown, and boy, what a matchup we have tonight. Mililani and Kahuku, about as evenly matched as you're going to get, so we should expect a very, very competitive game tonight. Well, Kevin, whenever you have a championship game, all you ask for is a tough, competitive game, and tonight, with two of the top offenses and two of the top defenses in the state, it promises to be a battle in the trenches tonight.
Well, Jim, you talk about two teams that are offensive juggernauts. They were both #1 in their respective leagues, as far as offense, rushing offense in particular. Kahuku has just mowed through the entire opposition this year, with the exception of Skyline, which was their first game and the first loss and only loss of the season. But since then, they have just powered through and like a lawnmower just kind of ate up the rest of the opposition in the OIA. The same thing goes for Mililani. They've got the #1 rushing offense in the OIA West Division. So I think really there's no secret here what these teams are going to do, and they're going to try to pound the football. But yet when it comes to passing, there are no slouches either. On the Kahuku sideline, I mean, you've got this guy, Spencer Hafoka, I think very underrated as a wide receiver. If he were to play at a program which passes, if he were at an ILH program like a Punahou or a St. Louis, he would have really been a huge name for himself, but very effective in this run-oriented offense.
Yeah, Kahuku this year has gone back to the more of the running game this year, and but when they do pass, though, Spencer Hafoka is their main guy. On the sidelines there for Mililani, James Millwood, in his 11th year. Mililani, but what a year this year. Undefeated, the only undefeated team in the state. They are 10-0 overall. They, as you mentioned earlier, Kevin, went undefeated during the regular season. But what a turnaround James Millwood has done at Mililani.
He has done a fantastic job. And what a story it's been for the Mililani Trojans over the course of the last 3 years. A program that was a good football team, but it wasn't great. Last year, there were some expectations, and those expectations were met by winning the OIA West. Even higher expectations coming into this year, and they parlayed it to a second consecutive OIA West championship and an undefeated season and a #2 state ranking. Well, this is going to be an outstanding ball game here between the first and second ranked teams in the state. It's going to be a very competitive game.
Boy, you got two hot teams down there on the field as well. Going back to last year, if you include last year's record, Kahuku comes in winning 23 of their last 24 games. Mililani has won 19 of their last 22. So a battle set to begin tonight for the OIA crown for 2004 as Lyle Kavaka kicks it off, and it will be taken at the 11 by John Santos. Santos trying to get to the outside. Now he'll be wrapped up back at the 18-yard line. Good special teams coverage by Kahuku to start things off.
And one thing you talk about Kahuku, from the first guy on the roster to the last guy sitting on the bench, this team has blinding speed. I mean, it's almost scary to think how fast this team runs, from offense to defense to the reserves on special teams.
Well, both teams tonight, again, two of the top defenses in the state, both have especially good running defenses, so we'll have to watch that tonight. First and 10 for Mililani on their own 19-yard line. Maka Kahawano, the quarterback tonight for the Trojans, will pass on first down, and his pass falls short, trying to hit John Santos.
Good job by Micah Wiley coming from backside to apply some pressure on Micah Kahawano. Interestingly enough, you look at the defensive alignment for Kahuku to start off this ball game. Normally they're a 4-3 alignment. That time they go 3-3-5, putting an extra defensive back in there.
Again, a very tough defense. Does Kahuku have a very swarming, and a defense so quick considering the guys are so big at the line as well. No gain, 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Kahawano will hand the ball off, and it's given to Keikoa Pereira, the junior running back, and he'll get about a yard or so before he's stopped.
Let's check out the run once again, courtesy of Aloha Shoyu. Actually, that's the one of the reserve running backs. That's Jay Green getting the carry, and Fairclough does a nice job to bottle things up. And I mentioned about Kahuku's offensive alignment. How about Mililani opening up this game with 3 wides instead of 2 wides and 2 running backs.
No gain on the play, 3rd and 10. Ball is handed off. And trying the right side, I believe that's Pereira. Keikoa Pereira. Will get a couple of yards, but that's about it. So Kahuku's defense passes the test here on the first drive, and Mililani is forced to punt.
I think both teams just trying to get a feel of each other right now. Here's the Aloha Show You replay that's coming up. And again, Mililani on 3rd down and long, electing just to run. And a great speed once again by the Kahuku front 7.
Trojans face 4th and 8. And getting the punt off is Jordan Torres, and taking the ball at the 41 is Spencer Hafoka, trying to cut to the sidelines, and he'll be tripped up and knocked out of bounds at the 44, and Kahuku will start from there. Kahuku comes in with a record of 9-1. Again, they finished undefeated during the regular season as well. Siwak Levi, the head coach at Kahuku, in his 9th year, an overall record of 90-17. Kahuku, the winner of the 3 of the last 5 state championships. And as I mentioned earlier, the defending OIA champs. Red Raiders start off 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line.
And look at the formation. They open up in a run and shoot instead of double backs.
Vincent Ponciano Ahui will toss the ball out to Micah Strickland. And Mililani not fooled there. They are there to wrap him up for a loss.
Well, that's a great way for Mililani to start off the first defensive series. Good job of penetration off the right side and stopping the ever-dangerous Micah Strickland from busting off a run. Watch the replay courtesy of Mountain Dew. The guy who blows up the play right there, Chris Villamore, who forces the pitch back, and then Villamore kind of slides off and forces Strickland to cut back, allowing the rest of the defenders to swarm in.
Villamore, the senior, 5'9", 185. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Trips to the far side. Single setback is Strickland. Ponciano Ahui will toss it once again, and again, Strickland is dropped for a loss all the way back at the 31-yard line. We also have penalty flags thrown. So Mililani's defense, Kevin, coming out on fire. We mentioned that they have a tough run defense, and they're showing it on the first 2 plays.
Aaron Po'oloa, the guy, the defensive captain on the squad. Nice job of slicing in off the left side of the Kahuku's offensive line. And again, and you don't see this from Micah Strickland, getting stopped from behind in the backfield.
I got illegal procedure, 6-man line on the offense. The penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Watch it again.
Well, watch this. Watch number 6, Po'oloa. Nice penetration, brings Strickland down by the shoestrings. Great job.
Po'oloa, first-team OIA West last year, as Ponciano Ahui will throw on 3rd and 22. This pass is overthrown, falling incomplete. Trying to hit Kamaruela Alisa. So Mililani's defense on fire in the first drive as they stop Kahuku.
And that's a big defensive stand for Mililani, especially after the first 2 running plays, and getting Kahuku, forcing really the Red Raiders to do something they don't like doing, and that's passing on 3rd and long. And here's the D-Trek replay. Not quite sure whom this pass was intended for. There were actually 2 receivers, and like you said, it was Alisa, but he also had another receiver on the outside.
Lau Kavaka will punt the ball, a high, short punt. This ball will take a bounce and will bounce out of bounds at the Mililani 35-yard line. So the Trojans have pretty decent field positions to start off their second drive, a 32-yard punt. We talked about Mililani's run defense. During the regular season, Kevin, they gave up just 65 yards on the run. Again, both defenses, especially run defense, will be tested tonight, as both Mililani and Kahuku have excellent running games, as I believe a timeout has been called on the field. 9:15 here in the first quarter. We're just underway. No score between Kahuku and Mililani in the championship game of the 2004 OIA playoffs.
I think if you're Mililani, one of the things that kind of concerns you is how Kahuku, again, we talked about it before we kicked the ball game off during the pregame. But the Red Raiders have really been a juggernaut, especially running the football. Well, Mililani could have had that sense of maybe intimidation that, you know, here comes this red and black wave coming right at us. But I think Kahuku last week in that game against Lelehua 14-6 win, which really showed that the Red Raiders are not the all-powerful, that this is a vulnerable team. And actually, a couple of plays here and there, I mean, it's a totally different situation than last week's OIA quarter semifinals between Leilehua and Kahuku.
Well, Kahuku had all kinds of trouble with Leilehua last week. Leilehua with a great defense. It was raining heavily, of course, last week, but again, take nothing away from Leilehua. They played a great game. So the Trojans start off 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Cajuano from under center with an eye backfield. Cajuano with a little screen pass to Nick Rogers. And Rogers to get about 9 yards on that play up to the 49-yard line. Nick Rogers, the senior wide receiver, 6'1", 185.
Nice play on first down. You know, you show run with an I formation set, and then you run a play action and then run that inside slant to Rogers, who picks up 9 yards on the play. So good play call there if you're the Mililani Trojan coaching staff.
Mililani, too, with a good balanced offense this year. Good running game, which sets up a nice passing game as Cajuano will hand off on 2nd and 1. The ball is given to Jordan Torres. Torres breaks away. Now he breaks away again inside Kahuku territory all the way up to the 36-yard line. Jordan Torres, the sophomore, 5'9", 150 with a great run.
Nice run by Torres. Give credit to Sene Maafala, the 6'2", 360-pound left guard. Watch Maafala. He wipes out one defender right there, and then Torres does the rest. Spins away from a tackle and breaks another one down the sideline.
Boy, you're always going to have a good running game, too, with a big offensive line. Sene Maafala, a first-team OIA West player last year for Mililani. Maafala, 6'2", 360 pounds. Ball is handed off to Torres once again. Torres with a big hole, and Torres will get up to the 24-yard line. So Mililani moving the ball well on this drive.
And surprisingly, it's great how easy the Trojans are opening up holes, especially right in the heart of the Kahuku defense. There's Al Afalava making the stop. Afalava will probably be first-team All-State this year, but we can watch the hole right up the middle. It's a great job by the offensive front five, clearing some space for Jordan Torres.
Well, one of the strengths of Kahuku has always been the defensive line, but Mililani so far having their way. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on the Kahuku 24. Cajuano will pass long downfield, and his pass is overthrown, trying to hit John Santos. 7:37 left here in the first quarter. But again, Kevin, that excellent running game of Mililani sets up a pass play like that. Unfortunately for the Trojan, that pass was overthrown.
Well, I'll give credit to Kahuku's secondary for not really biting on play-action passes. There were two defenders who did not take the bait.
Mililani beating Castle last week in the semifinals, beating the Knights 21-9. 2nd and 10. Cajuano once again from under center will hand off to Pereira. Pereira bounces off one man, and we'll get back to about the line of scrimmage where we have penalty flags thrown. That time, Kahuku's defensive line got in the backfield.
And a flag 2 thrown, which is a pretty decent indication that it is holding against one of the linemen.
It'll be important in this game for the linebackers of each team to come up and plug up the holes, because both offenses do have a good running game, as James Millwood looks on. And this penalty will go against Kahuku. And that's one thing that Kahuku will have to watch tonight, is the penalties.
Well, they call illegal block below the knees, and if you're a defender, you cannot take out an offensive lineman by chopping him. You saw that right there. You saw it right in the middle of your screen.
On the defense,
you saw Michael
distance to the goal, first down.
You saw Michael Wiley, as the play was developing, Wiley just came down and chopped the offensive lineman. And of course, you cannot do that. You cannot block below the knees, even if you're on defense.
With that penalty, the ball is moved up to the 12-yard line as Siwaki Levi, I believe he called a timeout to find out what was going on.
On Kahuku.
You call this timeout, just kind of settle your team down, but it also gives you an opportunity to go to the official who made the call and say, hey, what gives? What's going on? What did you see out there?
So after two big running plays, you saw in that last play how B.J. Beatty shed his block and just burst into the backfield to slow down Pereira. And that's the kind of defense that Kahuku has to play tonight.
Well, if you're Mililani and you're going to be running wild and like that, I mean, it just opens things up for the pass.
7:32 left here in the first quarter. No score between Kahuku and Mililani. Let's take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Stars Sports. Back at Aloha Stadium as Siwaki Levi still looking a little perplexed of that penalty call called against his team. Mel Cortero comes back now to have a talk with the coach. Let's talk about the offenses a little bit about both these teams. Mililani
is charged with a timeout.
tops in offense in the OIA West, averaging about 359 yards a game. As the Trojans have it 1st and 10 on the Kahuku 12-yard line. Ball is given to Pereira. Pereira busting through, and he'll get up to about the 7-yard line. And good blocking up front to open up that hole for Pereira.
Well, that time Mililani runs an unbalanced line. They move one of the tackles on the right side and move him over to the left, creating a little bit more strength and power. And it's no surprise that with an unbalanced line toward the left side, that's where they decide to attack with Kikoa Pereira.
Mililani averaging about 31 points a game and giving up just 8, Kevin. You're going to win a lot of games that way.
Unbalanced line to the right.
Ball is given to Jordan Torres, and Torres will be pushed back. Again, that defensive line for Kahuku showing their speed and quickness.
William Fairclough there with the tackle. Jordan Torres that time finding the yards. Tough to come by on this particular play. Mililani decides to go with the unbalanced this time to the right, and great job. B.J. Adolfo was actually the guy who initiated first contact, just kind of slowing Torres at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5 now for the Trojans on the 7-yard line, and a little toss to Pereira. Pereira will be driven out of bounds at the 6-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about a few yards. So we'll see what James Millwood calls on this. It faces 4th and 4.
And then B.J. Adolfo coming in, slicing through to make the stop on Jordan Torres. Watch the replay from Menehune Water where they'll run that little option play. Well, actually, it was Pereira who was the pitch man, but a great job again with Fairclough. Rather Adolfo to come in, and no surprise on 4th down that they gamble.
Yeah, Mililani too, not much of a kicking game this year, so they're going to go for it. 4th and 4. Ball on the 6-yard line. Play action pass by Kahuku in the end zone. Touchdown Mililani. Aaron Po'oloa with the catch for Mililani and the first score.
Aaron Po'oloa, the starting linebacker, lines up as a tight end on the left side. And when you run with the kind of success that Mililani has, that's going to open things up on play action. Great play call by James Millwood on 4th and goal.
Excellent play action pass by Maka Kahuku as Mililani will try to tack on the extra point. Jordan Torres, there's a snap to place. The kick is up and the kick is through. 6:11 left here in the first quarter. Mililani strikes first. They lead it 7-0.
And Mililani striking first, and this is huge momentum for the Trojans.
Have an injured man on the field for Mililani.
Oh, and that's Aaron Kia. He is a starter on the offensive line. They can ill afford to lose some of the big nasties up front.
Aaron Kia, the senior, 6'4", 255. Yeah, he's a force on that offensive line. As we watch that touchdown again.
Well, watch this again. Play action. And Po'oloa actually lines up as a tight end on the right side, kind of sneaks through the secondary. That's just, again, a great play call on 4th and goal at about the inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, last week against Caso, Po'oloa had a great game on defense. 2 sacks, a couple of fumble recoveries as well. That last scoring drive, by the way, by Mililani, 9 plays, 65 yards, capped by the 6-yard touchdown pass from Maka Kahuano to Aaron Po'oloa. Kia still down on the field, and we're going to take a break while they attend to Aaron. 6:11 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 Mililani on top. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports. Seven-0 Mililani. They lead it early here in the 2004 OIA Championship game. As good news there, Aaron Kia walking off the field under his own power. You always like to see that. So an impressive drive by Mililani, scoring on that touchdown pass to Aaron Po'oloa. So Kahuku will try to bounce back and answer the call.
Well, again, we'll see what kind of answer that Kahuku has for their second offensive possession of this game.
You mentioned on the outset, Kevin, how dominating a season that Kahuku had on the year. Kahuku averaging about 45 points a game while giving up just 6. Again, tops in offense in the OIA as the kickoff is taken at the 12-yard line by Mauhe Mo'ala. Mo'ala will get up to the 29-yard line, and Kahuku will start their drive from there.
Well, if you're Mililani, great opportunity now with your team already up 7-0 to make another statement on defense.
Well, if there was any intimidation at the start of the game on the Mililani side, it's not there anymore, as Mililani now has a boost of confidence with that score. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. On their own 29-yard lines, we have penalty markers thrown before the plays even started.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
And a penalty called against Kahuku, 5 yards. And again, Kevin, the penalty bug has to be watched out for by Kahuku tonight. Ball at the 24-yard line now at 1st and 15. Bronson Ponciano Ahui will hand the ball off. Ball is given to Micah Strickland. Strickland breaks away now. Strickland all the way up to the 48-yard line. And that's how dangerous a runner Micah Strickland can be. The transfer from Punahou. He is a tough guy to bring down.
Well, tough guy to bring down on this play, not after the first 2 plays. As we'll watch off left tackle, Micah Strickland bursting through the secondary, getting a big run and a big play offensively. And then after the play, Micah Strickland has some words for Aaron Po'oloa, who scored the touchdown. And Strickland is a very fiery competitor. At times, he's got to watch himself because he's been known to have some disciplinary problems.
Boy, big play. 24 yards on that run by Micah Strickland. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders on the 49-yard line. Kahuku running from the eye, and the ball is given up the middle now. Bouncing to the outside now. That's Viliami Tellini. Tellini inside Mililani territory. Tellini rather, busting his way all the way up to the 21-yard line. Viliami Tellini, normally a tight end, a senior, 6'2", 240 pounds. Last week you saw Tellini line up in the backfield for a few plays at the start of the game. 29 yards on that run, Kevin.
Watch the Pepsi replay coming up, and we'll see the back end of this play. Check out the power. I mean, Mililani, not exactly the speed merchant, the fullback, and this time they decided to change things up a little bit. Catch Mililani off guard, and like you said, little change of pace, change of ball carriers there, and they get 29 yards, like you said.
And boy, Kahuku does their share of changes as far as ball carriers is concerned. You talked in the beginning, Mililani going back more so to their running game. In the past, we used to see Kahuku playing that smash mouth type of football.
You know, on the first two plays of this drive, I think Shiwaki Levi decided to scrap that 4 wide receiver set that they were going to, and just goes back to the old bread and butter.
And why not? With a big offensive line that they have, and of course the running game working well, they rotate about 4 or 5 running backs a game, so the legs are always fresh.
And you get a feeling that Kahuku went to that 4 wide set in the first possession just to change things up a little bit, catch Mililani by surprise.
So Kahuku threatening 1st and 10 on the Mililani 22, handoff up the middle. Ball is given to Hiram Moores, the senior. Get another look at running back. Moores, 5'8", 180.
The scary thing about Kahuku is that no matter who touches the ball, they seem to be very effective at it. You know, we've already seen what Micah Strickland can do. We saw Hiram Moores there. Kamuela Elisa also can carry the ball effectively. Siaosi Lauhingoa, another running back who was an outstanding runner. So it doesn't matter who you plug in. They're kind of like the Denver Broncos. No matter who you got at running back, they're going to do the job.
Well, 5 different running backs this year for Kahuku, Kevin, have carried the ball at least 25 times. That is good balance at the running back position.
The only problem, I think, if you're Shiwaki Levi, is when you got so many running backs who have the ability to carry the football, who have that athletic ability to bust away, because they also have 3 running backs who average over 10 yards a carry, who you keep happy. You got to keep somebody satisfied. Not enough footballs to go around. So, again, good balance and a nice job of Shiwaki Levi kind of keeping the egos in place.
And that's how you win championships, too, when you keep those egos down. You know, we talked about Micah Strickland earlier. Strickland with that 24-yard run earlier. And Strickland came into this game on the regular season. Every time he touched that ball, averaged about 19 yards a carry. So a dangerous runner.
Remember, he had that one game where he rushed for 314 yards, and he only did it on 14 touches.
Well, you could tell the difference this year when we watched Punahou this year, how they missed Micah Strickland in the backfield.
Punahou, the Buff and Blue, dearly missed him this year. Buff and Blue became so one-dimensional after Strickland decided to transfer.
2nd and 4 for the Red Raiders on the Trojans' 16-yard line. Ponciano Ahui from under center with an eye backfield. Handoff, and getting around to the outside is Moores. Moores at the 5. Moores will be dragged down at the 4-yard line. So Kahuku moving the ball well. Dragged out by, looks like Justin Morris, Mililani.
Watch the Price Busters replay. Watch the tight end, number 82, Fonoti. You saw him just a blur there, but that's a great job of La'auli Fonoti, doing a nice job of clearing out some space and allowing Moores to get to the outside.
So both run defenses tonight of Mililani and Kahuku facing challenges. And so far the offense is having their way on the ground. 1st and goal on the 4. Moores with the handoff. Touchdown Kahuku. Well, on that drive, the Red Raiders made it look easy.
A little bit too easy for James Millwood. But again, a great response by Kahuku after surrendering the touchdown on the previous possession. This is just simple smash mouth, mano a mano. I'm going to shove it down your throat football.
Boy, how tough has Kahuku been on the ground this year? Well, the Red Raiders are averaging about 336 yards. Kahuku will go for 2, a little loose ball on the field. And the 2-point conversion will fail. So Kahuku fails on the extra point attempt. And again, Kevin, that has been a problem this year for the Red Raiders as well. They've converted, I believe, on just about 51% of their extra point attempts.
No, you don't have a kicking game. There's just no kicking game absolutely for Kahuku. But fortunately for them, it hasn't cost them the game. And there you see Ponciano O'Hea just dropping the snap. But that has really been one of the few Achilles heels for the Red Raiders this year. They just don't have the ability and no confidence to kick a football between the uprights. So they're basically forced to go to 2 almost every time they score.
We'll see.
And you never know when that's going to come back to haunt you in a game. Fortunately for Kahuku, I mean, they've just blown out opponents, so they haven't had to come to that situation. We'll watch the touchdown again. Pure smash mouth football. Put the big uglies, the big nasties up front. Allow them to clear out a path in the middle, and Hiram Moore is easily from about 5 yards away.
Well, it hasn't cost the Red Raiders yet, but last week it came close. They missed 2 extra point attempts, and Leilua actually could have won the game.
You figured a community like Kahuku, and it's not only this year that place kicking has been a problem. It's been year after year. They've only had 1 solid season in which they had a really reliable place kicker. That was about 4 or 5 years ago, but really nothing since.
I think Siwaki Levi was mentioning at one of the newspaper articles that maybe it's not an honor to be a kicker. Nobody wants to kick out there at the North Shore.
You think that if it was possible to turn back the clock, that he would love to have University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine striker Natasha Kai to be a kicker?
Oh yeah. So important to have some kind of kicking game. It comes in handy. That last scoring drive by the Red Raiders, 5 plays, 76 yards, with Hiram Moore scoring on a 4-yard touchdown.
By the way, Natasha Kai, Red Raider alum. Thought I'd mention that.
Talvaca with the kickoff, and John Santos taking it, and he'll bring it up to the 30-yard line. A pretty good return by Santos.
Well, Kevin Unga making the stop, but now it's time for Mililani to try to respond to Kahuku's score.
Again, Mililani on their last drive moved the ball well on the ground. So we'll see if there's been any adjustments made on the run defense of Kahuku on this drive. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 31-yard line. 4:21 left here in the first quarter. 7-6, Mililani on top. Maka Kahawano from shotgun with a little play action. Kahawano in trouble. Kahawano goes down. Sacked all the way back at the 21-yard line.
Now Michael Wiley getting good penetration to drop Kahawano in the backfield. And this is a little more of what we're used to seeing from the Kahuku Red Raiders. Watch Wiley. He's on the right side. And he's going to come from behind. And there's you saw Fairclough actually makes Kahawano step up in the pocket. But again, it's Michael Wiley who'll be credited with the sack.
Wiley, the junior, 6 feet 230. Loss of 9, 2nd and 19. As the ball is given up the middle and getting nothing. As I believe Jay Green. Once again, Wiley in there for the stop.
And Michael Wiley, just a part of a very athletic family. And watch the replay again. Wiley lining up on the right side of your screen and then coming in to help make the stop there of Jay Green. Of course, related to Joshua Wiley, a starting linebacker for the Red Raiders, and also Latoya Wiley, an outstanding former basketball player with the Red Raiders last year.
3rd and 21. Kahawano will pass long down the near sidelines, and that pass is complete. Nick Rogers with a spectacular catch inside Kahuku territory up to the 43-yard line. Oh, what a play.
Oh, and Tomasi Fuller had INT written all over it, and somehow, someway, Nick Rogers took the ball away from the hands of Tomasi Fuller. That's a big play for Mililani on 3rd down. Kahawano just going to air this out and just telling Rogers, hey, I'm going to throw it, you catch it. And Fuller had the INT, but a great job of Rogers just reaching over and taking it away from Fuller.
A 37-yard pass completion from Kahawano to Rogers, and Mililani has it 1st and 10 on the Kahuku 43-yard line. Kahawano will hand off to Torres. Torres spinning now, and he'll get up to the 41-yard line. Well, you talk about air being taken out of the sails of the Kahuku defense. They had Mililani 3rd and 21, and Kahuku completing that pass.
And more importantly, the Kahuku crowd was starting to get back into this game, and they were just, you know, again, you talk about the support for the Red Raider community. They are coming down here in droves, and they could smell blood on that 3rd and long. And that just took the wind right out of their sails.
That was after 2 good stops by Kahuku on the run. 2nd and 7. Kahuku with a long count. And he'll play action once again. Gets away from one man. Now passing. Has a wide open man. That's Santos. Breaking away now is Pereira into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Wow, you talk about a great team effort on that touchdown. I mean, several guys had to make that play happen. First, great play action fake by Kahuku. A miscommunication, a blown read in the secondary, and then how about a block from John Santos at about the 15-yard line, which springs Pereira into the end zone. We'll watch the replay. Again, great play-action fake there by Kahuku. Just gets away from Michael Wiley, and then blown coverage here as Pereira takes it. Watch the block. It'll come right there from John Santos.
Boy, Santos sprung him. So another score for Mililani as Torres punches the extra point, and that kick rather is no good. So that extra point attempt fails with 1:38 left here in the first quarter. 13-6. Mililani on top.
Well, Mililani has come to play tonight. This is a team, they were not intimidated by the Trojans. Went out to their practice on Tuesday. Was just talking to Coach James Millwood, and he said the guys look very calm, they're collected. You got to act like you're in the situation before. Let's watch a replay of that touchdown. Again, blown coverage in the secondary, and you're going to see Santos with a nice block right there, wiping out a defensive back at about the 15-yard line, and it's no problem for Kekoa Pereira the rest of the way.
Boy, Mililani so good on that play-action pass that the scoring drive, 5 plays, 69 yards, capped by the 41-yard touchdown pass from Maka Kahuku to Kekoa Pereira.
Kekoa Pereira, the younger brother of Keli'i Pereira, who a former starting quarterback at St. Louis the last couple of years, before now he's off at college right now.
So Kekoa Pereira making a name for himself out at Mililani. Pereira, the leading rusher in the OIA West this year. So Kahuku's got some work to do, Kevin.
And a good pass catcher, too. I mean, he's got decent hands for a guy out of the backfield. So but now you said, now it's Kahuku's turn. But so far, this game has seen a swing in momentums in the last 3 possessions. We've seen Mililani take the momentum on their second to the last possession, and then Kahuku comes right back to score, and now it's Mililani coming right back with an answer.
Well, we said these two teams about as evenly matched as you're going to get. As Mililani kicks the ball off, the ball is taken at about the 15-yard line. Running up the middle is Mauhe Mo'ala, and Mo'ala will get up to the 39-yard line. So pretty good field position for Kahuku to start things off. 18 yards on that return.
You're the Mililani defense. I mean, that last score by your offense has just got to jack you up, and so we'll see what kind of emotions they'll have. And on the other hand, we'll see what Kahuku can do. Because again, they're going to line up with their bread and butter offense, double tight ends with I formation set.
You know, over the years, these two teams have not faced each other very often. They faced each other 6 different times, and Kahuku winning all 6 times.
Last meeting between these two, and it's unusual to see the last meeting between these two teams happen about 3 years ago, 2001.
Penalty flags are thrown.
And I think we're going to have 12 men on the field for the Trojans.
I got illegal substitution on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, and the last thing you want to do is give Kahuku yardage in which they really don't earn.
Yeah, you know, James Millwood not happy with that, especially in a game of this magnitude. 1st and 5 for the Red Raiders on their own 44-yard line. Backfield. Ball is given to Micah Strickland. Stiffs arm one man, tries to get to the outside. He'll get to about the 49-yard line. That may be enough for the first down. He's close to the first down marker, but we'll see.
Saw Chris Dickerson making the stop. Dickerson, one of the cornerbacks. Great job. Talk about an excellent job by the secondary for Mililani and the speed they have there. I mean, the guy who forced the pressure, forced Strickland to kind of go away from the play, Justin Morris.
That run by Strickland was enough for the first down, as taking the ball on 1st and 10 is Hiram Moores. Moores will get up inside Mililani territory up to the 46-yard line. So gain of about 5.
And you know, just like how Mililani has done effectively in this game, you get a feeling that the Red Raiders are just running and running, and you know what they're going to do. They're setting up for a play-action pass.
Yeah, but that extra depth that Kahuku has, well, what an advantage that is. 2nd and 5 on the Mililani 46-yard line. Ponciano Ahui from under center. The toss is out to Strickland. Strickland trying to get to the outside and does. Strickland at the 40. Strickland at the 35 now. As penalty flags are thrown, Strickland is driven out at the 35. But we'll see what this penalty flag is all about.
Came downfield. And probably some kind of a holding penalty against the Red Raiders as Strickland broke it to the outside. Then Chris Dickerson with making the play defensively. Oh, we talked about the Achilles heel for Kahuku has been the inability to find a reliable place kicker, but also penalties have hurt this team, as well as the fumbling.
On the offense, 15 yards, still 2nd down.
This is a big one, too, driving them back 15 yards.
The second time that the Red Raiders have been called for an illegal block below the waist. The other penalty that was a block was called on the defensive side of the ball.
You know, last year when Kahuku went undefeated in their state championship year, that was the first year, I think, in a long time I've seen that Kahuku had more control, more discipline on the field as far as penalties was concerned.
And it wasn't really those celebration-type penalties. I mean, it was stuff that you do on the field. I mean, stuff that you probably would accept, like holding or illegal procedure, offside, clipping. I mean, still, you don't like to see those. But some coaches have a philosophy saying, at least if you commit those kind of...
The quarter is over, but we got one on-time down.
So they were on one more play, despite all zeros on the clock. But some of the coaches' philosophies is that if you're going to commit penalties, don't make the mental errors like a delay of game or jumping off sides, a false start, or illegal procedure when you only got 6 men on the line. It's maybe a holding penalty or something that involves action around you. At least you're trying to make something happen.
Well, I think last year, too, they came in more focused and more with a purpose, because the year prior to that, they did not even make it to the state tournament for the first time in I don't know how long. 13-6 is our score. Mililani on top. Let's take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports. Back at Aloha Stadium as we will run one on time down. Again, no time showing on the clock as we wind down the first quarter. 13-6. Mililani leading Kahuku in the OIA Championship game.
What a job Shuaki Levi has done with this Kahuku program.
Ponciano Ahui with the play action, throwing long downfield, trying to hit Hafoka. The ball is tipped and falls incomplete. And boy, almost making that interception was Chris Dickerson.
And that's something you don't see too often, seeing a cornerback stay with Spencer Hafoka on a streak down the sideline. Chris, great job by Dickerson, not only keeping the ball alive, but almost coming off with the pick. We'll watch this again. And we knew this was going to happen, that they were setting up on play action. But again, a great job by Rogers, just staying with Hafoka all the way and almost coming up with a Sports Center highlight catch.
That play will officially end the first quarter. And boy, Mililani off to a good start, leading 13-6 over the defending state champions, the Kahuku Red Raiders. Jim Oshiro, Kevin Hashiro, also Matt Bishop from Aloha Stadium. Glad you could join us for the 2004 OIA Championship game. The good news for both these teams is that they will both go to the state tournament. The winner will get a first round bye. The loser will play Lahaina Luna, I believe.
And they have to travel next week.
Ponciano Ahui with a little play action, the toss, and his pass will fall complete, I believe. Boy, nice catch. Looks like Devin Ungop, the junior wide receiver, made that catch.
That's a great job by Ponciano Ahui. Just trying to, not forcing anything downfield. He had Hafoka waving his arms down the field, but Hafoka was well covered. Again, this is a great job of Bronson Ponciano Ahui, just not forcing anything and throwing a silly interception.
That play, though, not enough for the first down, so the Red Raiders forced a punt. And Kawaka's punt will go out at the 17-yard line. So a good job by Mililani on defense to once again hold the Red Raiders on offense.
But Kahuku also hurting themselves with a couple of big penalties, especially a clip after it appeared that Micah Strickland had picked up a first down.
We talked about Kahuku not making the state tournament a couple of years ago, but that's the first time we ever saw Kahuku being bounced out of the OIA playoffs so early as well.
I think a lot of fans still remember being upset by Farrington in that OIA quarterfinal game, which kept them out of that state tournament.
No doubt a shocker out there at the North Shore. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 17-yard line. Kahawano will work from under center. His pass is picked off, intercepted by Tomasi Fuller of Kahuku. So a big turnover there on the first play from scrimmage, and we have a late penalty flag thrown.
Penalty came after the play, and it's some indication that it might be against Mililani for some kind of an unsportsmanlike conduct play. It will not or should not affect the outcome of this play.
After the play, the run spot on Mililani.
Mililani flagged with that penalty.
Well, watch the replay of this interception here by Tomasi Fuller. Again, they try to go to that slant play. I believe the intended receiver might have been Rogers, or excuse me, it was Santos, and then Fuller steps right in front of the pass, and he read Maka Kahawano all the way. So Fuller, coming up with the INT, kind of redeemed himself after allowing that long pass play completed to Nick Rogers back on the prior possession by Mililani.
So Kahuku with another chance. 1st and 10 on the Mililani 11-yard line. Bronson Ponciano Ahui working from under center with the I backfield. Ball is given to Hiram Moores. He'll try the right side. Moores working his way up to the 9-yard line. Again, Kahuku sticking with that ground game, and why not? It's been working all night so far.
Watch the replay coming up. Hiram Moore is a little bit more stronger runner than Micah Strickland. This is why he usually comes into these red zone situations here. Good job by the Trojans sniffing out the play.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 on the 9-yard line. Ball is given to Strickland. Strickland bounces to the outside. Inside the 5 now. Strickland into the end zone. Touchdown, Kahuku. Just getting in there at the corner. I thought for a moment that he was bumped out of bounds just shy, but the referee said he got in.
Well, Micah Strickland showing some great power. Just when I mentioned that Hiram Moore is usually the little more of the power back, Strickland not only shows the speed, but he shows the strength as he just stopped right on a dime, then overpowered 2 defenders into the end zone.
So Kahuku wastes no time. They take advantage of that turnover, and 2 plays later, they have another score. Boy, this extra point attempt, well, it's going to be a 2-point attempt now for Kahuku. And this is always an adventure for the Red Raiders, as they will try for 2. Strickland in trouble. Strickland will be dropped. And once again, Kevin, the conversion fails. And boy, you gotta wonder if that's going to really hurt them at some point.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're going to have a close game where you're going to have to rely on a kicker to maybe win a game for you, and we're seeing a possible situation here. Although it's still a lot of time to play in this game, and Kahuku really has been an overpowering team in the second half. Watch the Mountain Dew replay of this touchdown. Watch this toss sweep. Or no, excuse me, this is the 2-point conversion. 2-point conversion here. Great job of Dickerson with the swarm. And actually, that was the exact same play they ran to get the touchdown.
A 9-yard touchdown run by Micah Strickland brings the Red Raiders closer. Again, that last scoring drive taking just 2 plays.
Watch the replay. This is the touchdown now. Out of I formation set. Good job clearing out. And then watch Strickland right here. Nice cutback. And shows the power as he surges into the end zone.
Watch the blocking too, Kevin, on that right side. Blocking everybody in.
Oh, the right side of the line just annihilates the front line of the Mililani Trojans. And you see Strickland has a little word there for Matt Pupu, one of the defensive linemen. Strickland, after the touchdown was made, he was warned by the officials, I don't want to see you do that again, because Strickland has already gotten to it. This is the second time that he's had some words for Mililani defenders. And I think he's about to wear his patience with the officials. And I think it's one of those 3 strikes and that's it. Well, I think in the next time Strickland, who's a little bit of a hothead, opens up his mouth, that we're going to see a 15-yard penalty.
I'm sure Siwaki Levi is on the sidelines right now having a few words with his running back. Well, now the momentum has swung back a little bit to the Red Raiders side. Time now for Mililani to answer back, as the kickoff is a short one. It's taken at the 19-yard line, but we have penalty flags thrown.
Now somebody for Kahuku's side crossed the line of scrimmage before the ball was able to be put in play.
Before the kick, encroachment on a kicking team, 5-yard penalty, free kick.
Just talking about momentum just a little while ago, and Mililani's last defensive stand, or the second to the last stand that we saw, they held Kahuku. Then the offense, unfortunately for them, turned the ball over deep in their own territory, resulting in that Red Raider touchdown.
Kahuku making their 16th appearance in this OIA Championship game. They've won 10 of them over the years, including 5 of the last 6.
Siwaki Levi, again, mentioned a little while ago, he's done a great job of turning Kahuku from a very good team to now a dynasty on the North Shore.
Kavaka once again with a short kick, and it's taken by one of the upmen for Mililani at the 38-yard line. I believe that was taken by Thomas Craig of the Trojans. So Mililani will have a pretty good field position.
That was an intelligent play by Craig, calling for a fair catch, and also almost caught the ball with his face mask. It's a good thing he's got excellent hands. Otherwise, there'd be a mad scramble for the football near the 40.
Oh, well, Kevin, we've talked about in the past how the OIA is a little more unpredictable these days. The team that you would normally see in the vying for the championship is not so these days. Not the same ones, anyway, that you would expect, as the first down play for Mililani, Jordan Torres, will be tripped up for a loss of 1.
William Fairclough coming up from his middle linebacker spot, making the play on Jordan Torres. And Jordan Torres has been unable to get anything going since midway the first quarter.
One thing that has been consistent, though, is that you always see Kahuku in there. 2nd and 11 on the Trojans' 18-yard line. Kahuku with a little play action, going long downfield, trying to hit Santos, and is complete as we have a penalty flag thrown. Nice acrobatic catch by John Santos.
Boy, Tomasi Fuller got beat again with a penalty. Boy, a lot of pushing, bumping going, a lot of contact and hand fighting between Santos and Fuller downfield.
Right, in spite of all of that, Santos still able to make that catch.
The penalty is downfield. I'm wondering if... Wow, offensive interference. That's a huge play and takes away a long gain for the Trojans. Again, a lot of hand fighting between Fuller and Santos down that sideline.
I got offensive pass interference, 15 yards, and loss of down.
Oh, that can be a tough call for the referees. Who do you do? Who do you throw the flag against? And in this case, it goes against the Trojans.
Well, watch the Jiffy Lube replay. Let's see as the ball comes down. Let's see what goes on. You see the camera just following the flight of the football. We can't see the contact there. And boy, I tell you what, I was watching Santos go all the way downfield from the time the ball was snapped to the time he caught that football. I mean, if you're the officials, you can almost call it a no call there.
Could have gone either way. Well, Mililani facing 3rd and 26 now as a handoff is given to Jordan Abduhan, and Abduhan will get up to the 28-yard line, well short of the first down, and Mililani will be forced to punt.
We mentioned the big plays for Mililani as we'll watch the draw play on 3rd down and very long to go. Remember, Mililani took the wind out of the Kahuku fan sails with a long pass play. Well, this time reverse it as Mililani got called for offensive passing, which is taking the wind out of their crowd sails.
Jordan Torres getting a pretty good punt off, and it will be taken at the 40 by Moala. Moala breaking to the far sidelines, free now. Moala at the 20. Moala leaps over a man, and loose ball on the field now, and it will be recovered by, I believe, Mililani. We have penalty flags on the field.
Well, the penalty, I think, is going to be a clip against the Red Raiders to kind of spring Mauhi Moala. And boy, if this play stands, another big play to kill a possible momentum-making play.
I got a block in the back on the receiving team. The penalty is declined. Mililani will take the fumble recovery.
Boy, Moala with an excellent return. It wasn't until he leaped over a defender that he lost control of the ball. As you watch it again.
Well, I want to see who makes the strip again, but first, Mauhi Moala. There you see the big block, but that was not the clip. And watch the end of this. We'll watch the end of this play. See who makes the. The ball was kicked. The ball may have been kicked on the heel by the punter Jordan Torres, resulting in that play. What a freak play to end this certain situation. Oh man!
Boy, and John Santos there to wrap up the ball for the Trojans. So the Trojans get a break. 1st and 10 on their own 5, and boy, being wrapped up for a loss in the backfield is Jordan Torres, but we have a penalty flag thrown.
Joseph Faifili, Fairclough, both combining on that stop. Boy, play has kind of been a little sloppy over the last 5 or 10 minutes or so of this game. A lot of penalties. We've seen a couple of, we saw the Moala fumble on what should have been
I got a legal motion on the offense. The penalty is declined. 2nd down.
You know, if you're the Trojans right now, you got to ask yourself, you got it 2nd down and 12. Ball is nearly in the shadow of your own goalpost. What kind of play do you do now? Do you play a little conservatively with 8:20 and counting left to play in the half?
Well, you can see the fire in the eyes of that Kahuku defense. At least on that first play anyway. You watch them pin back their ears now. 2nd and 12 on the Mililani 3-yard line. Ball is given to Pereira. Pereira will be wrapped up once again.
I think that's one of the reasons why Al Afalava is one of the more highly recruited players here in the state. Afalava coming up from that safety position, and this is a big kid, 6'2", 190 pounds, and excellent speed as well. Watch this trap play over to Perbera, and then Afalava again coming up from all the way, almost 10, 15 yards downfield to drop Kekoa Perbera.
Good job by Afalava to read that play. Afalava, the senior, 6'2", 190, first team OIA East last year. 3rd and 11, big third down play for the Trojans. Mililani with a wishbone backfield as we have a penalty flag thrown. That penalty flags have been becoming more frequent of late.
And another flag after the play was over.
13-12, Mililani hanging on to a lead. 7:21 left here in the second quarter.
Boy, and if you're the Trojans, this is not a great time to start to self-destruct.
Prior to the snap, the delay a game on the offense after distance to the goal.
Well, we said this was a big third down play for the Trojans. This is also a big third down play for Kahuku. Now, they can stop the Trojans here and force Mililani to punt.
Personal foul on the offense, taking half the distance to the goal, playing third down.
You see James Millwood indicating he wants a timeout. I think this is a smart timeout by Coach Millwood at this juncture with 7:21 left. I mean, you're back 3rd and long at your own 1-yard line. Now is not the time to make any more mistakes. And this timeout is really to settle down this team and not necessarily looking to get the first down here.
Now, if Kahuku can stop Mililani on this third down play and force him to punt, Kahuku rather should have excellent field position at the 7:21 mark. 13-12, Mililani leading Kahuku. Let's take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports.
Nobody does it like no fool. Nobody does it like no fools. No fools. When it comes to taking care of people's cars, just look for the Jiffy Lube sign. Doing what it takes, one car at a time. Doing what it takes at Jiffy Lube.
To 12, Mililani hanging on to a lead over the defending state champions, the Kahuku Red Raiders. Mililani facing 3rd and 14, pinned back at their own 1-yard line.
Well, you have to be no mistakes on this play, nursing a 1-point advantage.
A seesaw battle in this OIA championship game as Mililani will punt the ball off. On 3rd down, and boy, I think it worked against them on that.
Well, they tried that quick kick on 3rd down direct. Instead of snapping it to Kahuano, the quarterback, they snapped it to Torres. And remember, Torres also acts as the punter, but he just gets off an awful punt. And this is the last thing they want to have happen. Well, you see the reason why that happened. You saw the rush coming up the middle, and had that ball gone the direction that maybe Torres wanted to kick it, that thing would have been blocked.
So Kahuku will start off with excellent field position on the Mililani 15-yard line. 7:15 left here in the second quarter. They trail by 1. Double wide to the near side with an eye backfield. Ponciano Ahui from under center. And before the play is run off, we have penalty flags thrown.
Prior to the snap, got a false start on the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
So again, both teams getting a little sloppy now as far as the penalties are concerned.
Well, now's not the time to commit some penalties, and we thought that if there were going to be any mistakes made, it'd be early on in the first quarter, just to kind of get the butterflies out.
Micah Strickland with the ball on 1st and 15. Strickland struggling, and he'll be run out of bounds at the 12. And again, another penalty flag.
Right at the line of scrimmage, where you think that there's going to be some kind of holding penalty against the white jersey team. And it is going to be, you see the player on the bottom of your screen, the Mililani player clapping his hands, and it is an indication that it's against the Red Raiders.
So Kahuku going the wrong way. So another penalty will push the Red Raiders even further back now. As Mel Cortero makes the call.
Turn the play, holding on the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
So since they got the ball back, Kahuku has lost 15 yards.
Watch this replay. Strickland off the right side. We'll see if we can pick up the holding penalty. It was probably right there. You saw the little pile right in the middle of the screen.
1st and 20 now. Make it 1st and 25 at the Mililani 30. Ball is kept now by Ponciano Ahui on the option. Ponciano Ahui will get a lot of those yards back. He'll get back to the 10-yard line. Good fake there by Bronson Ponciano Ahui.
Absolutely. Great job of selling that fullback dive to Viliami Tillini, the fullback in that formation. I was kind of confused for a while there who had the football, because the entire defensive line had converged on Tillini when it was actually Ponciano Ahui who had the football off the right edge.
2nd and 6 on the Mililani 11. As Kahuku threatens to punch it in. To give us to Moores. Moores up the middle, and he'll be stopped. Good job by Mililani to stop the progress of Hiram Moores.
Aaron Po'oloa, there you see him, the senior, with the assist, as well as Josh Andrews, a 5'11", a very promising sophomore linebacker, someone that James Millwood really likes. There's 54, Josh Andrews.
3rd and 3 on the Mililani 8. Once again, an I backfield. And we're going to have a penalty flag thrown. One of the wide receivers moved a little bit too early for Kahuku.
Right in the snap, false start on the offense, still 3rd down.
So once again, another penalty. I believe is a 3rd penalty called against Kahuku since they got the ball back.
A couple of false starts, a hold.
And Siulaki Levi has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his team.
And I think very similar to what James Millwood did just a little while ago, calling a timeout on 3rd and long just to settle his team out. And I think that's what this timeout is, just to kind of calm his team down, because they're going not in the direction they want to. Instead of going forward, they're marching backwards.
We mentioned the winner of this game will get a 1st-round bye in the state tournament. The tournament this year a little bit different. Instead of 8 teams, we have 6 this year.
Kind of downsizing of the HHSAA tournament. And the OIA no longer has 4 bids into the tournament.
Of course, the one thing that's going to be different this year is that we're not going to see St. Louis in the state tournament.
How different is that? First time ever.
But you got to be happy, though, for Kanani Souza. I mean, for years, coming up short, and finally he breaks through this year.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Finally, and it happens in 2004 for the Kamehameha Warriors.
3rd and 8 for the Red Raiders. On the Mililani 13, the ball is given to Tillini, but Mililani's defense stops him. So now Kahuku will face 4th down. 5:29 left here in the 2nd quarter.
Good job by Ian Tanaka with the stop on Tillini. Of course, on 4th down, and there's no question what Siulaki Levi is going to do.
And this is going to be a big 4th down playbook, too. They've got to get over this hump.
This drive, it really is for the lead.
They've only netted 5 yards since they got the ball back. 4th and 5 on the 10-yard line. Little play action pass thrown to Hiram Moores. Moores breaks one tackle. Moores now will get inside the 5 up to the 4-yard line. And I believe that will be enough for the first down.
Yeah, it's going to be real short, or real close, I should say. Depends on the spot of the football. And they are going to indicate first down. What a play call here on 4th down and 5. You go play action, little misdirection, look to the left, and then go off to the right side to Hiram Moore with that little swing pass. And even though Michael Swan, they're unable to come up with the tackle, you got to give credit for Mililani coming over and converging on Hiram Moore's not getting more yardage that he needed. Specifically a touchdown, although they did pick up the first down.
Good job by Moores to get away from Swan. Looked like Swan had him. He would have stopped him short of the first down. So Kahuku knocking on the door. 1st and goal on the 5. Handoff is given to Strickland. Strickland bows his way through into the end zone. Touchdown, Kahuku. Now when you need 5 tough yards, we'll give it to the man, Micah Strickland.
I was about to say, how about Micah Strickland? I mean, he could have just flat out used that speed to get around the edge. Instead, he remains patient, waiting for the block to form. Let's watch it right here. I mean, he's not even running at full speed, yet has enough power to get over a defender right there. Dives into the end zone.
That's the final timeout.
Strickland also with great technique. Did you see that stiff arm that he gave? Just paved the way for him to get into that end zone. So Kahuku has jumped out in front. They lead at 18-13 now with the extra point coming.
Their first lead of this game, by the way.
Of course, it'll probably be a 2-point conversion once again.
Well, that's why the Red Raiders call a timeout to discuss what play they're going to use here on this 2-point conversion.
4:22 left, 18-13. Kahuku now leading Mililani. Let's take a break. You're watching Aloha Stadium Star Sports. Kahuku leading Mililani 18-13. Here in the second quarter of the 2004 OIA playoffs, the championship game, Micah Strickland just scoring and giving the Red Raiders the lead on a 5-yard run. So Kahuku finally gets over that hump, so to speak, as they will try now for the 2-point conversion. Ponciano Ahui with a little play action. Now the toss and a wide open man, Kamuelo Alisa. So finally, Kahuku converts on the extra point attempt. Tack on 2 more points and now lead at 20-13.
Well, Bronson Ponciano Ahui is one of the best high school quarterbacks I've seen in several years to run a beautiful play action fake execution. Watch this Pepsi replay coming up. And here is that 2-point conversion. And again, Ponciano Ahui does a great job of selling that play action. Hides the ball very effectively, although he did have a guy all over his back.
That's one thing that makes Kahuku so dangerous here. They gave you all kinds of different looks.
One thing the quarterbacks have done very well, I think, over the last couple of years is the quarterbacks have done a nice job of throwing the football. A little bit more accurate passers. Of course, Inoki Funaki, a former Red Raider great, was the one who got that trend started.
Last year, Vika Carvalho. That scoring drive by Kahuku, 5 plays, spanning 15 yards with Micah Strickland running it in for a 5-yard touchdown. As Lau Kavaka kicks the ball off, and this ball will go into the end zone, and it will not be returned. So I guess the adrenaline flowing a little bit in the leg of Lau. 4:22 left here in the second quarter.
Well, Lau Kahuku kind of looked like St. Louis kicker Jeremy Shea there. Got his entire right foot into it. This is a critical possession, I think, for Mililani coming up right now. 4:22 left to play in the first half. Now trailing by 7 points.
They've been turned back on their last few possessions. So the momentum clearly now on the side of the Red Raiders as Mililani comes up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Kahuku will toss it out to Pereira. Pereira trying to get to the outside, breaks one tackle, and he'll get up to the 26-yard line. A good gain on 1st down.
That's a nice play to run there on 1st down and the 4.5 minutes left to play. I mean, you don't want to unnecessarily stop the clock without picking up any positive yards and allowing Kahuku to get the football back. Watch this play again. Nice job by Aaron Kia. Good to see that Kia is back in the ballgame after suffering a little leg injury back in the first quarter under the extra point attempt.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 on the Mililani 26-yard line. Trips to the near side. To give us once again to Pereira, and being tripped up almost immediately in the backfield. Boy, B.J. Beatty in there to stop Pereira. Beatty, the junior, 6'2", 215.
One of those underrated linemen you almost never talk about, because the linebackers for Kahuku are really the ones who make the play.
Again, so quick is the defensive line of Kahuku. Beatty able to shed his block. And they got some big guys on the line of scrimmage, so as Mililani, especially on that right side. 3rd and 7. Kahuku, little pump fake, now throws down the field, and his pass will be incomplete. That ball thrown a little bit wide, trying to hit Keikoa Pereira. And Mililani forced a punt, Kevin.
And almost disaster as the play started with Kahuku almost fumbling the football. There you see him talking to a former Mililani great, Ma'a Tanuvasa.
Well, I wish they had them. I think they wish Ma'a was on the field right now. As Torres will punt the ball away for the Trojans. High punt, and take a nice Mililani bounce. And this ball will be touched at the 36-yard line with 2:36 left. So this game has turned around some.
If you're Mililani, you would have liked to maybe wound a little bit more time off the clock. It was 2:36 showing, because this still, despite the Red Raiders being a run-oriented team, they are still a dangerous ball club.
You got to be concerned a little bit too on the Mililani's side as far as offense. It's about what, the 3rd or 4th drive now that they have been forced to punt the ball away.
And this is a big series for Kahuku. They could open up a huge advantage here.
Pansiane Hui will pass to Spencer Hafoka on 1st down. Hafoka will get up to the the 48-yard line. That will be enough for a Red Raider 1st down. So Pansiane Hui going to the air right off the bat.
It's one of the few times that the Red Raiders have looked in the direction of Spencer Hafoka, 6'1" wideout. There you see the fake the toss sweep, and then just a little flip out there to Hafoka. Again, a great job of the Mililani Trojan defense on reaction.
Pansiane Hui throwing long downfield. That's a wide open Hafoka. Hafoka at the 5. Touchdown, Kahuku.
Run sets up the pass.
Well, we talked about quick strike offense. And boy, the Red Raiders showed it right there. And that's how dangerous and potent this offense can be. They hurt you on the run and got you all set up for the passing attack. And boy, they strike it right there.
Beautiful protection for Bronson Pansiane Hui, who puts the ball right on the money to Spencer Hafoka. And I was saying earlier, you know, you don't hear a lot of Spencer Hafoka's name called because the Red Raiders are so run-oriented. If he played in like the ILH, which is more pass-friendly, boy, he would have put up huge numbers.
Kahuku trying for 2 points once again. Ponciano Wahui will run it in now. A two-point conversion is good. Boy, Ponciano Wahui saw nothing. He was going to pass, but then saw a wide open area on the left side and ran it right in.
Watch the replay here on the 2-point. Nothing develops here. Look at the offensive linemen for Kahuku. They're just kind of standing there because there's absolutely no surge or any push whatsoever from the Mililani defensive front.
No question, that scoring drive was a big letdown for Mililani. On that touchdown pass too, Spencer Hafoka, he showed his speed. He had about 3 steps on Chris Dickerson. Wide open for that pass from Ponciano Wahui.
When you have to again say what kind of numbers would Spencer Hafoka put up if he were in a pass-oriented offense, if he played at like a St. Louis or a Punahou?
Yeah, but when he's been used, boy, he's made a big difference.
And mind you, Spencer Hafoka began his varsity career as a quarterback.
And that was 2 years ago. As Kalvaka will kick the ball off, and I guess the adrenaline is still there as Kalvaka once again kicks it into the end zone. That last scoring drive by the Red Raiders, 2 plays, 67 yards, a 52-yard touchdown pass from Ponciano Wahui to Spencer Hafoka.
Well, you mentioned just a little while ago that even when there was about 2.5 minutes left to play in the first half, and about 70 yards separating the Red Raiders from them. There's Darren Johnson, the former head coach at Kailua High School. Now back and helping out his good friend Shuaki Levi. But it's such a quick strike offense, run or pass. They got home run hitters on both sides.
Kahuku leading at 28-13 now. Mililani with work to do as the ball is given to Keikoa Pereira on 1st and 10. He'll get about a yard or so.
Trojans have to be absolutely careful in how they handle this possession because there's still a lot of time left to play in the first half, and Kahuku already opening things up a 22-point second quarter. Watch the replay here. The give is to Pereira. And again, you have to watch how you call plays. You don't know how to commit some unnecessary penalty or incomplete pass.
Kahuana will pass on 2nd and 8, and this pass is thrown behind, trying to hit John Santos. Santos not even in that area. It looks a little bit like Mililani is a little confused on offense right now.
It looks like they're
not on the same page.
Well, they're playing on the back of their heels because this Trojan team now is starting to reel after what they've seen Kahuku do over the last 3 possessions. But again, you do not want to give the Red Raiders the ball back with less than 90 seconds left to play. But the Red Raiders, they got the Trojans where they want them here on 3rd down, and the clock stopped. 1:24 before halftime. 3rd and 8 on the Mililani 22. Kahuano again under pressure, and his pass is incomplete. Again, thrown behind his receiver, trying to hit Keikoa Pereira, but Kahuana under all kinds of pressure there. Pereira didn't even turn around to see the pass was coming, and now if you're James Millwood, boy, this is the exact situation you did not want to be in when the possession started, and that's to have the clock stopped and give the Red Raiders one more crack at the football with 1:20 left. I think in that case, too, Kahuana had to get rid of that ball perhaps a little bit earlier than he wanted to because all kinds of pressure was coming in on him. So Mililani forced a punt on 4th and 8 as Torres gets a high punt off. A little loose ball. Now it's picked off on the fly as we have penalty flags thrown. Can't advance a muffed punt. The officials blew the play dead. But now the question is to ask whether or not the return man got interfered with, or because there was obvious interference, or whether the defender was blocked into the returner. I think that's the determination that's being made right now. From here, it looked like there wasn't a whole lot of room given for the
receiver to catch the ball.
Oh, there was no question about it. There was interference, no question. But again, the discussion, I think, is whether or not the defender got pushed by a blocker in to the receiver. And if that's the case, there is no penalty, and Mililani has the ball back. Boy, this is a big call here coming up, especially if you're the Trojans trailing by 15.
This will no doubt be a big break for the Trojans as we hear the call.
I got kick catch, interference on the kicking team.
So the call goes against Mililani.
That's a huge sigh of relief for the Red Raider faithful, because that was a very close play. We'll see if we can pick it up once again here, courtesy of Verizon Hawaii. As the punt comes down, oh, no question about it that the returner was interfered with. Good call by the officials. Great camera work, too, by the guys upstairs.
On the kicking team.
How they get shots like that sometimes, I cannot figure it out. Boy, had Mililani gotten that ball back, too, they would have had great field position.
And a lot of time left on the clock.
So Mililani will punt it once again. As Torres once again gets a high punt off, and taking the ball at the 45 is Hafoka, and he'll be dragged down at about the 44. So with 59 seconds left, well, with this quick strike offense, Kahuku, that's a lot of time for them to try to punch something in. 34 yards on that punt.
Well, you have to wonder now what Kahuku is going to use right now. I mean, you've got an established home run hitter in running back Micah Strickland, averaging almost 20 yards per carry. Then, as we saw in the last possession, Spencer Hafoka is capable of catching long passes down the field.
So we'll see what happens here. Kahuku 1st and 10, and that ball is tossed. Dangerous pass thrown by Bronson Ponciano, who it could have been intercepted.
Well, they were looking for that middle screen to Hafoka. Again, the play slow and developing, and that's because of the congestion right in the middle of the field. But watch the replay once again. Again, they're trying to sell that flanker screen to Hafoka well over his head, and almost picked off there by the linebacker Aaron Po'oloa, who's got one of Mililani's 2 touchdowns in this contest thus far.
53 seconds left here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10, Ponciano Ahui working from shotgun. Passing long downfield, trying to hit Hafoka, and Hafoka in and out of his hands. Boy, Hafoka almost came down with that one.
Yeah, Hafoka, that ball was underthrown, but that's a great job of Hafoka coming back, making the adjustment. Almost coming up with that catch. We'll watch the replay right here coming up. Again, that's a great job. You see Chris Dickerson here going to deny Hafoka. Gets a hand and just manages to get maybe a couple of fingertips in, enough to strip the football away from Spencer Hafoka.
Good defensive coverage by the junior defensive back, Chris Dickerson. 3rd and 10 now for the Red Raiders. On the Mililani 43-yard line, 46 seconds left. Ponciano Ahui, as penalty flags are throwing long, trying to hit Hafoka once again, and this pass is broken up. Chris Dickerson once again. In fact, Dickerson almost intercepted that ball. But we'll see what this penalty flag is all about.
That's about the 4th play that Dickerson has made so far tonight. He's been tested, but so far he's proven that he's up to the challenge.
Boy, tough test, too, against a first-team player like Spencer Hafoka.
Penalty obviously going to go against the Raiders.
Illegal procedure. 6 men on the line. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Boy, this game started out so well for Mililani. They scored first, getting an early lead on the defending state champions. Kahuku came right back to score their touchdown, but then Mililani showing good confidence in themselves by bouncing back and scoring once again. But since then, it's been all Kahuku.
21 unanswered points.
4th down. As the pass is overthrown, Ponciano Ahui trying to hit Stanley Kava. So with 34 seconds left, Mililani gets the ball back. They trail 28-13. Boy, 22 unanswered points here in the second quarter for the Red Raiders. That's been the difference.
All the Trojans right now seeing if they can get maybe one big play down the field to try and maybe perhaps get a final score before halftime. The Trojans do have one timeout remaining, so if they want to, they can go right down the middle of the field and call timeout.
Trojans on their own 43, a little pass inside. It's complete to Nick Rogers, and Rogers will get inside Kahuku territory up to the 48-yard line.
But shy of the first down, and the clock continues to tick. Well, I tell you what, if I were Mililani, I'd call the final timeout right here.
Kahuku barking out the plays at the line of scrimmage. 12 seconds now, clock still running.
Oh, and taking up too much time.
8 seconds. Now the ball is finally snapped. Kahuku will pass long, downfield, trying to hit it's like Keikoa Pereira, but that pass was a little bit overthrown and broken up. And that play, Kevin, will end the second quarter.
Ooh, if Kahuku had just released the ball maybe a second earlier, Pereira had busted loose and was all by himself down the field. But nice recovery by the Red Raider defensive backs.
28-13, Kahuku leading Mililani in halftime. The Trojans have some work to do. We'll see what happens in the second half. You're watching Aloha Stadium Stars Sports.
Welcome to the Aloha Stadium halftime show. We are live on OC16. We do this every year. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to give away a car! Woo! Got everybody here excited, and the most excited is here from the Tony Group because you guys are giving it away, and this is fine to see this, a big smile when you're giving a car away. Wes Moore is the General Sales Manager of Tony Volkswagen. How did people enter to win, Wes?
Well, Tony, they had, Tiny, they had an opportunity to enter at the Tony Group. We took 10 contestants from there, as well as took a lucky number from the first 1,000 entrants into the stadium this evening.
That's how it works every year, so make sure you come down to the game or you go to the Autoplex. Glenn Fronda, salesman down at the Volkswagen in the Tony Autoplex as well. What kind of car are we giving away today?
Tiny, we got a 2004 Jetta GL with all the bells and whistles.
Well, if all our contestants are as excited as Glenn here in West, you know we're going to have a great halftime show. I'm going to ask you two gentlemen to step back now, and we're going to bring the real stars of the show here at the stadium in, our contestants. Contestant number one, and let's keep the line moving because it gets kind of long after a while. Your name?
Fred Rodriguez.
You're number one, Fred. Let's see if you can do it. Open the car door, and you're a winner if the door opens. And he's not a winner. Thanks for trying, though. Come around. This is the way we do it. Our next contestant, Michael, where are you from?
Waiua.
All right, who are you watching today?
Mililani.
Okay, let's see if we can do it for the Trojans here. It looks like red dirt. It'll be nice in Mililani. Nope. Come on, keep moving up. Keep moving up closer, guys. Your name?
Moana.
Okay, Moana, you're from Kahuku, right?
No.
Okay, you're wearing red. You fooled me. Come on, turn the, no, turn the knob. Is it opening? I thought I heard it turn. I thought I heard it click. You're from Waipahu. I'm psychic here. What's your name?
Juna.
Okay, Juno, we can see right through the car. Smile now. You're at home. You could win the car if it opens. No, take your time now. Turn it carefully. 1 year we have to go through the whole line and do it again. Your name?
Amy from Mililani.
Come on, Amy from Mililani. She sounds stern like she wants to win. You got all your fans there. Oh, good try. That's the Mililani Trojan School board there. And this is Leilani.
Yep.
Who are you cheering for?
Mililani.
Okay, another Mililani fan. They want you to win, Mililani. No. We have anybody from Kahuku? Okay, this is Moala. Moala, your son's playing, right?
Kahuku, number 4.
All right, for her son. Let's see if you can do it. Come on, Red Raiders. And no, you can take the bus with the boys home at Kahuku. Come on over. Another state champion of Loli for Kahuku. Come on. Oh, good try. Keep it coming, guys. We've got 40-something people to go, right? Your name?
Justin Maia.
Okay, her voice is already all scratchy from screaming all game. Come on, Jocelyn, turn the knob. No magic there. That's okay. Keep it coming, guys. Okay, good for the guys. Gary, where are you from?
Mililani.
Okay, another Mililani guy. Come on, cheer for him. Turn the knob. Come on, Gary. And, no, I thought I heard it click. Okay, this is Heidi. Okay, Heidi, where are you from?
Mililani.
She's got spirit. Are you old enough to drive? All right, that's okay. Come on. And you're cheering for who?
Mililani.
Everybody's from Mililani. What's going on? Come on, Kahuku. Come on. Let's do it. Oh, good try. Okay, Brenda. All right, let me guess. Mililani.
Mililani.
All right. Everybody's from Mililani. It's close to the Autoplex. Turn it. Oh, good try. Don't go away now. Last time we had to do it again. Okay, this is Patricia. You're a Red Raider. Wait. Before you turn the knob. Where do you work?
Ponce Punaluu.
Okay, she works in the North Shore. This would look nice to drive out in Punaluu. No. Thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. Okay, brother. How's it, Brian? Where are you from? Mililani. All right, good luck. Okay, let's see. This matches your shirt. Turn it carefully. Let's see if it opens. No. Okay, now, how old are you?
19 and
right.
single.
And what?
Single.
Oh, okay, and he's single. Okay, let's get in here. You could have your girlfriend in this car somewhere from the stadium. Turn it. Well, I guess you're still going to be single. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, Laureen, you ready?
Ready.
Who are you cheering for?
Mililani.
Okay, she's got the Mililani black on. Come on. No. Okay, Philip, let me guess. You look like Mililani.
Castle.
Yasso! I guess I'm the only knight here. Come on. Let's do it for the Knights, bro. No. Okay, that's okay. We got guys from all over the state. What's your name?
Dean.
From?
Savers.
All right, Campbell. He's all dressed for the occasion. Okay, and William, who are you cheering for?
Campbell.
Campbell?
Yeah.
Okay, he's ready to drive away too. He's looking for a girlfriend, I can tell. Okay. No, good try, good try. Come on up now, Eugene. You look like a Red Raider with the red and black.
From Haula.
All right, Haula. Cheer for him, Mililani. Come on. No, good try. Woo, we're about halfway done here. Let's do it. Janelle, where are you from?
Nepal.
You guys lost in the first game.
That's okay.
You can make up for it. Make up for it right now. Go ahead. Oh, thank you. Okay, come up next. This is Marilyn, and you're cheering for?
Kahuku!
Right, Red Raiders, this is for you. Okay, come on up. And your name is, that's a hard one.
Safiti.
Okay, Safiti. I think you can fiti in this car if you win. Come on, for the Red Raiders. Come on, Safiti, turn it. Make it pop open. No. Oh, we got the camera with the close-up ready to watch it pop up. Okay, this is Kahuku. Serena, are you a student, a worker?
No, just a resident of OIA.
All right, OIA, come on, do it for them, for the city. You can drive her out. No. Okay, Brada, get the muscles ready. Your name?
Mikhail Fasol.
Okay, I'll just call you Brada. Okay, bust it open, Brada. Come on, turn it, win it, go. Good try. Good try. Well, you know he is turning it hard. Okay, Dean, you're from Kahuku, right? What do you do for a living?
I'm retired.
A retired guy. You could look good in this, man. Cruising and all those hours and just driving around. No, good try. Okay. Let's see. We had a lady for the last couple of years win. Your name?
Diana.
Okay, Diane, you're kind of quiet. Let's see. You're the quiet ones that win all the time. No, good try. Make sure you guys turn it carefully now. Okay, Kevin, you and I are about built the same, very muscular. Come on, do it for us. Come on, where are you from?
Pro City.
Pro City boy. Oh. Okay, you're from?
Kahuku #1.
So far in the first half, they are. Come on, do it. Oh, we need a guy. We got a couple of guys coming. Okay, Michael, where are you from?
Kahuku.
Okay, he's got the good looks now. I know Kahuku, all the girls want to ride in this car with you. Come on, Mike. No, good try, good try. Okay, bro. Kahuku again?
No, Mililani.
Okay, Mililani. We got another Mililani. Let's do it. Win it for Mililani. No. Okay, back to the women power here. Beverly Green, where you from? What area?
Mililani.
What do you work?
Air Force Base.
Okay, for the military, it's Military Appreciation Day. It's Sunday. No, we still appreciate you guys. Come on over, muscle man. Michael Henderson, you got an athletic name here. What do you do?
I'm a gospel preacher.
Oh, come on, man. Go in for the Lord. You can turn the key. Come on. Turn it again. God still loves you. God still loves you, Mike. Okay, Nu. Kahuku.
Kahuku.
All right, Kahuku. Nu. Say Nu. Nu. They're cheering for you. Nu. No. No. Okay. And your name? Okay, with the last name Beatty. I know you're from Kahuku. She's a Beatty. Come on, do it for the family, OIA. No, good try. We're down to our last 10. Your name is? Nola, where are you from? Okay, another Haula lady. Come on. Oh. We might have to do this over again. Henry, where are you from? Okay, OIA. Anybody from OIA? You're the only guy. You're the only guy, Henry. It would be the only guy from OIA to win. No, he doesn't. Okay, it's going to be one of you. And Jan, where are you from?
Mililani.
Right! Soldiers, we're all excited for you. Come on, turn it. How many do we have left? 4. Coming up a little closer. These are the final 4. And your name?
Diana.
Deanne, where are you from?
Mililani.
Another Mililani lady. Someone from Mililani is going to win it. No, she's not. Okay. Another Trojan. He's going to say ladies first. He says, no, you go. All right, brother. What, you're a soccer coach?
Oh, no, just a parent.
Okay, what's your name? Okay, Sal from Mililani. Let's cheer for Sal. Come on, Sal. That's how, Sal. That's how, Sal. He's got the key locked to his belt. And it's going to open! Congratulations! Mililani! Sal! Oh! How does it feel, Sal? Everybody's cheering for you. What's going through your mind right now?
I don't know. I thank God. I'm blessed, and
Thank you.
Oh, man, terrific. Sit inside of the car real quick. Let's bring the Tony group back here. The guys from the Autoplex. Look how great he looks in the car. Wes, do you want to tell him anything?
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. You're going to really enjoy this beautiful car.
And you know the car well, Mr. Franda.
Brother. Excuse me, brother. Winner.
Okay, your name again is Sal, last name?
Lindborg.
Look in this camera right here. What do you do for a living, guy?
I'm a construction worker for Reef Development.
Now, you know, you can put all the tools in here, go work. What do you think?
Maybe not. Maybe this for my wife, or I don't know. I'm blessed. Thank you.
Where is your wife?
Up there on in the middle somewhere.
In the Mililani crowd?
Right, with my son.
What's her name?
Carlene Lindborg and Cele Lindborg.
Hey, ushers, can we bring down his wife? What is her name again?
Carlene.
Carlene, how fitting. Her name is Car, and she's going to get a car. Bring her down. We're going to interview you later on in the second half. All right, come outside again, Sal. This is terrific. Our winner, Sal, congratulations again, and we want to thank all of our contestants, all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mililani, how about a nice hand for Sal, our grand prize winner of a Tony Volkswagen. Yeah! Congratulations, man. Talk to these guys. They'll set you up with the car. We're going to try and get his wife down here and talk story with her on TV and right here on the field. And also, let's not forget, there's a second half of football coming up. Who's cheering for Mililani? Who's cheering for Kahuku? Second half action coming up on OC16. Don't go away.
Back for the second half of action in the OIA Championship game between Mililani and Kahuku. The Red Raiders with a 28-13 lead over the Trojans. Kevin Hashiro back here in the second half along with Jim Oshura as we flip-flop announcing positions, and it'll be the Kahuku Red Raiders receiving first. And after the Trojans took a 13-6 lead in the first quarter, Kahuku has just been dominant, and we saw that in the second quarter.
Well, you got to hope that James Millwood has made some major adjustments for his team. They really got to get things going here on offense.
Onside kick attempt to open up the second quarter, but unfortunately, if you're the Trojans, apparently offside is called. And they'll have to do it again. So
encroachment on the kicking team, 5 yards.
So James Millwood trying to see if he can make something happen to open out up in the second half with his team trailing by 15, an onside kick.
And things still continuing to go against the Trojans. It's been that way since the start of the second quarter.
So Torres about to kick it again, and let's see if the Trojans will attempt another onside kick or if they'll just kick it away. Mauhi Moala and Al Afalava back deep, and this is going to be Moala back at his own 11-yard line. Moala up the middle, looking for the wedge, has something going, gets tripped up near the 40-yard line. Matt Welsh, starting safety, coming up to make the play. But good field position for the Red Raiders to open up the second half.
That's one thing you don't want to give the Red Raiders is some more good field position. They've had that for most of the night so far. Good trip up there by Matt Welch, or else Moala would have had a whole lot more than that.
So Bronson Ponciano Ahue back on the field. He'll line up with 3 wideouts. Trips to the left side, and that's Viliami Tellini in the backfield. Here comes the rush. Ahue going deep, had nobody in the pattern as that pass fell incomplete. He did have, I believe that might have been Strickland down the sideline, but badly underthrown.
Looked like on that play that Ponciano Ahui was trying to hit Stanley Cava, but Cava turned in. Ponciano threw the ball out.
2nd down and 10, and now a little bit more of a formation we're familiar with. I set. Strickland on the handoff. He'll take it to the left side. Strickland trying to bounce off some tacklers, dragging Trojans up to the 45-yard line. So Micah Strickland, who had busted off a couple of nice long runs in the first half, showing again his power here in the 3rd quarter.
Now you got to like the running of Micah Strickland. He's a pretty good sized running back at 6 feet 210. A hard guy to bring down because he keeps his legs moving. Watch it again. First team ILH runner last year. And nice blocking up front, a big offensive line for Kahuku, but Strickland doing a good job.
Hiram Moores has checked into the game and will line up as the tailback in the I set. 3rd down and 5. Give is to Moores. Moores trying to nitpick his way, has the first down and a little bit more into Trojan territory at the 43-yard line.
A little bit more speed, a little bit more shifty moves does Hiram Moores have. That seems to be the running back tandem tonight that Siwak Levi is using, at least thus far. Micah Strickland and now Hiram Moores. Moores with a touchdown earlier back in the first half.
Matt Pupu almost timed it out perfectly to get into the backfield. Strickland around the right side. Strickland has a first down and a lot more, but a flag is down at the line of scrimmage, and apparently this play may come back.
There you saw a good balance on Micah Strickland. Got hit hard actually, but was able to spin around and stay on his feet and get a few more yards out of that.
So the holding penalty will take away about a 15-yard gain for Micah Strickland off of right tackle. So it'll bring up first down still, and maybe about 20 to go.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, still first down.
Again, another penalty called against Kahuku, Kevin. We've seen a lot of that tonight. So far, though, it has not hurt the Red Raiders.
First and 20. Ponciano Ahui is dropped in the backfield. Great job right up the middle. Chris Villamore, 5'9" senior linebacker with the penetration, wasn't fooled on the fullback dive.
Yeah, Villamore did a good job to read that play. Ponciano Ahui faking the handoff up the middle to Tellini, but right there is Villamore waiting for him right there. Perfect play.
Good read by the defense. A loss of 4 will bring up 2nd down and 24. So I think this, Jim, is the defensive stand that Mililani is hoping for to open up the second half, although they have 2 more plays in which to do so. Offset I formation. Tosses to Strickland. Strickland looking for blockers, now has to reverse his field. Strickland looking for running room, now runs into some brown uniforms. He'll gain only about 3 yards in the play. He'll bring up 3rd down and forever.
Again, Mililani doing a good job to read that play. And even though Strickland got away for a moment, Mililani able to bounce back and string him up and bring him down. And as you mentioned, Kevin, this is a very big play for Mililani to open things up on a positive note. Things have been very negative up until now, but if they can hold out Kahuku here, this might be the turning point.
Aaron Po'oloa was the guy who had some pressure in the backfield and forced Strickland to kind of backpedal his way, resulting in a very minimal pickup for the Red Raiders on that 2nd down. So 3rd and 21 coming up, an official's timeout as we have a little equipment problem. So 3rd and 21 coming up for quarterback Bronson Ponciano Ahui. Back to pass. All kinds of time. Firing deep. This ball will be almost intercepted. Intended for Hafoka and Chris Dickerson, who's had an outstanding game, I think, so far for the Trojans at the cornerback. Almost came up with a pick.
Almost a perfect pass thrown by Ponciano Ahui. That pass ended up just a little bit too high for Spencer Hafoka. Hafoka got a little bit of separation from Dickerson, and had Ponciano Ahui had hit Hafoka in stride, he would have had 6 easy right there.
High kick by Lau Kauvaka, and Pereira will just let it bounce out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So exactly, I'm sure, what James Millwood and staff had ordered for to open up the second half, and that's a defensive stand. So 8:52 remaining here, third quarter, and Mililani will have its first crack at the football here in the second half.
At least to start things off here in the second half, the Mililani defense has come out a little bit more focused. And again, this might be a turning point. You'll never know. We'll just have to wait and see.
So Maka Kahuku will trot back out on the field. His team trailing 28-13. I formation tandem. Torres on the give, and up the middle. Torres is met by a pair of white shirts. And before he is dropped, before a gain of maybe 3 yards on the play, B.J. Adolfo, William Fairclough, as well as Micah Wiley there converging on the stop.
Nice job by Torres to hit that hole in a hurry. An injured man on the field for Mililani. Looks like Ikoa Oserman. Oserman, rather.
Oserman holding that right knee. We haven't seen a lot of injuries here in this game. Both teams very, very well conditioned. But again, a concern for the fullback, Ikoa Oserman, 5'5", 175-pound junior fullback. 8:36 remaining. Again, this is for the championship of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. The winner of this game will have a first-round bye in next week's Chevron State Tournament. 8:36 remaining. We got a timeout. It's 28-13 Kahuku back on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Back here as Kekoa Osterman will limp off the field gingerly on that weakened either right ankle or right knee. That's a good sign when you start shooing off your teammates and saying, hey, I can walk off the field on my own.
Especially when you have a probable knee injury.
The 2nd and 7 coming up. Ball spotted at Mililani's own 20-yard line. Jason Alexander will come in for Osterman at fullback. Cajuano dropping, looking for the screen, and has Alexander. Alexander will only get to the 22-yard line, a pickup of 2 yards on the play. Bring up third down and about 5 yards to go.
Good job by Alexander. Looked like from here he might have bobbled the ball just a little bit, but he was able to gather it in and gain about 5 yards.
Under 8 minutes left to play here, third quarter. Red Raiders 28-13 over the Trojans. Battle of undefeated teams in conference play. So far the Trojans on the short end of the stick. Torres in motion. Toss sweep. Right side to Jay Green. Green trying to get into the perimeter, but will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the first down. Al Afalava bringing down Jay Green. 4th and 1 coming up, and maybe a decision here for James Millwood, trailing by 15.
Watch it again as Green takes the toss. He'll break a tackle. And again, Afalava with great speed coming over to make that stop.
So they'll send the punting crew out as Torres, the punter, will remain on the field. Spencer Hafoka and Stanley Kava, or check that, make that Mauhi Moala, have now dropped back deep at their own 40-yard line. Little shifting going on by Mililani, and now play will be stopped. Looks like a delay of game called as the play clock wound down to 0-0.
Starting the snap, delay a game on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
You know, Kevin, we talked about it just before halftime, but you got to be concerned about the Mililani offense. I mean, ever since the second quarter, the beginning of the second quarter, they have really had trouble getting anything on track.
And there's a testament to that Red Raider defense. High, very short kick for Torres, heading toward the sideline. And it'll bounce out of bounds well inside Mililani territory at the 41-yard line. So Jordan Torres has had his problems booting off the football. Remember back in the second quarter on that third down quick kick, got off a terrible punt, which only went about 8 yards.
That gave Kahuku excellent field position at the 15-yard line, which they eventually punched in. Now they give him great field position again. This time, though, it's at the 41.
So after a very good defensive stand for Mililani on Kahuku's first possession, offense can't generate anything, and Kahuku has it back. 6:41 remaining here, third quarter, 28-13 Kahuku, back on Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sport. All right, welcome back to Aloha Stadium. Kevin Hashiro, Jim Oshiro, bringing you action in the OIA Championship game. 28-13. Kahuku by 15 and have the ball at the 41-yard line of the Trojans. Winner of this game will have a first-round bye in next week's Chevron State Tournament, which begins a week from tonight. Loser of this game will have to travel to the Valley Island to take on MIL Division I champion Lahaina Luna. First and 10. I formation set. Strickland up the middle. Strickland close to first down yardage inside 35 to the 34-yard line. Against smash mouth football, which is the order of the day for the Kahuku Red Raiders.
Well, Strickland already has 2 touchdowns in this game, and Siwaki Levi sticking with him here in the second half. Get a nice hole opened up for Strickland. And that's all he needs. Give him a little bit of room to run, and he'll make things happen. Again, a very tough runner is Michael Strickland.
Another I formation set. Strickland is the tailback. Play action. Ahui looking for the slant. Has a receiver open just momentarily. Redmond Tudor, the intended target. Matt Welch. We haven't called Welch's name a whole lot back in coverage. Third down and 3 coming up.
Redmond Tudor covered nicely by Matt Welch. Not sure, but it looked like Ponciano Ahui might have thrown the ball a little bit too soon. And Tudor not able to catch up to it.
Tudor will come out. Stanley Cava back into the game. Third and 3. Shiwaki Levi looking on intensely. Strickland up the middle. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, but maybe that's it. He will be shy of the first down after only a gain of a yard. Good surge there by the Trojan defensive front 7.
I think that time on defense, Mililani knew what was coming after that failed pass attempt. Kahuku going back to their primary runner and Michael Strickland. But the defense ready for that run as they wrap him up almost immediately.
The promising linebacker Josh Andrews making the play, the young sophomore. So 4th and a couple. The give is to Hiram Moores. Moores with the first down and a lot more inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. First down, Red Raiders.
But what a 1-2 punch Kahuku has tonight in Micah Strickland and now Hiram Moores. In a hole opened up to the right side, and Moores using his speed to get right in there and get the first down with ease. Watch it again as Moores cuts right into that hole there, opened up on the right side, right over the tackle.
Great job by the fullback, Kamuela Alisa, opening up the hole right up the gut. Moores this time sweeps to the left side. Moores being spun down at the 10. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. 4:47 and counting here, third quarter. It'll bring up second down and about a yard for the Red Raiders. And now Kahuku starting to smell blood in the water.
Moores does such a good job bouncing to the outside. Once he hits the line of scrimmage, watch him bounce now. He did that on the previous play as well. Boy, this will be a big defensive stand now for Mililani. They've got to stop Kahuku.
Moore's off right tackle. Moore's dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Michael Swan helping to make the tackle. Very close to the yardage stick, but they're going to say maybe about 5 inches shy of the first down. Will bring up third down and very short.
You saw Swan, the senior linebacker, 5'9", 185. And Moore's with the ball, but Swan doing a nice job to shed his block there to make the stop.
Strickland, the tailback. Kamuela Alisa, the fullback. Wait for the official, clears the play clock. So third, and nope, they're going to say it is first down after a second look. So first and goal. Ahui on the keeper around the right side. Here come the brown shirts, and Bronson Ponciano Ahui gets dropped right at the 5-yard line. Chris Dickerson making the tackle.
Well, Kahuku gives you all kinds of look, especially when they looks whenever they run that ball. Ponciano Ahui keeping it this time. It looked like he might have wanted to hand it off to Strickland, but Strickland not taking the ball.
Second and goal at the 5-yard line. Clock continues to wind down. Perfect situation here for the Red Raiders. Moore's on the right side. Moore's met, fumbles the football, and Mililani has it. Chris Dickerson, Johnny on the spot, recovering the fumble football. And Mililani will have it.
I think it was Michael Swan that caused that fumble. We'll watch it again. As Moores takes the handoff. Watch Swan come in now. No, that wasn't Swan.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was Swan.
Looks like Mark Wetter was also in there.
And as Chris Dickerson got out of the pile, holding his right hand. But a big play defensively for the Trojans, so new life. Albeit 91 yards away from trying to punch it in. Boy, and Cajuano stumbles as he backpedals. Going up to about the 13-yard line. And that's Perbera. Gain of maybe about 4 yards.
And that could have been dangerous there. Cajuano could have easily fumbled that ball on the handoff. But Perbera able to take the handoff as you watch Cajuano stumble. Looked like he stumbled on the foot of his center. And you can just see the frustration, Kevin, on the faces of the Mililani offense. Having all kinds of trouble trying to figure out how to get by this really tough Kahuku defense.
Saw Cajuano throw away the glove. Apparently it had gotten out of the way. Dustin Quiteves, the center, has come out of the game. Apparently some kind of equipment problem, and Jamie Botello has checked into the game. Movement at the line of scrimmage. Looks like both sides of the line had jumped.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Well, Micah Kia is the guilty party, and that does you no good. It was second down and about 5. Now it's second and 11.
That's the last thing you want, is be pushed deeper back in your own territory. Of course, Kahuku has frustrated a number of teams, not only this year, but over the past years as well.
Cajuano, short drop. Now a timing pattern and incomplete. Barely overthrew the intended receiver, Nick Rogers. Nice coverage again by Tomasi Fuller. Bring up third down and 11.
The pass thrown just a little bit beyond Rogers. Looked like he might have slowed up, though, just a little bit.
So third and 11 coming up. And Mililani has been all too familiar with having the ball inside its own 10-yard line. Split backfield. Perbera in motion. Cajuano rolls out. Here comes the pressure. Steps away. And he will be dropped ball is loose. Red Raiders have it. Well, Red Raiders gave up the ball on their last offensive position, but Mililani comes right back and gives it up.
That's been the story tonight for Mililani. But Kahuku coming quick there on defense, putting all kinds of pressure on Cajuana right from the outset. Really, Cajuana no chance to get away or much less get a pass off. You see one man already in there getting one hand on him and then wrapping him up. Looked like Joseph Faifili made the stop on Cajuana, causing a loose ball.
So Faifili with the strip, Fairclough with the recovery, and Kahuku back in business, 1st and goal. It's like that fumble they had by Moores never really happened. Give straight up the middle on the fullback dive. Gain of maybe about 3 yards perhaps on the play.
We sensed a little bit of a letdown the last time Kahuku scored, just before halftime. You can imagine if Kahuku scores here, how the players on Mililani will feel.
Last carry was by the fullback Viliami Tillini, the converted tight end. 2nd and goal. Give right up the middle, and being stood up and dragged down is Malosi Teo. That's Teo's first carry of the game. No gain on the play. Will bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, on that play, it seemed like Mililani stepped it up as far as intensity is concerned. And they know what's at stake. Should Kahuku score one more time, well, that'll make things awfully tough for this Trojan team to come back. But good job there by, it looks like Aaron Ko'oloa making the stop.
Justin Morris also there. So 3rd and goal. The give is to Moores. Moores near the goal line tried to stretch out. The officials indicate that his knee came down inside the 1-yard line. So Hiram Morris, who's seen much of the work at running back today for Kahuku, gets the call again, but is stopped a yard shy. Bring up 4th and goal. And a timeout called Red Raiders.
That was a good second effort, too, by Hiram Morris. He almost got into the end zone.
39 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Kahuku leading 28-13. And about 6 inches away from adding the icing on the cake in this OIA Championship game. As if you're James Millwood, the head coach for Mililani, hoping to find some magic, much like one of the Mililani fans did at halftime, winning the annual car event. Remember last year, it was Millwood's wife who won the car at halftime. So hoping for that a little of the magic coming up.
Yeah.
9,131 fans attending the OIA Championship game. And, I mean, well representation. And you talk about Kahuku's community who flocked to Aloha Stadium, but a good amount of Mililani fans and also a lot of the Waipahu fans who stayed from the Division II Championship game have remained. 4th and goal. Mililani hoping to come up with a stand. The give is to Tellini, and he is in. Touchdown, Kahuku. Viliami Tellini, converted tight end, plunges from a yard away, and that is the exclamation point here, although we still have 35 seconds left to play in the 3rd, but it's 34-13 Kahuku.
Well, you only got 1 yard to go. It's tough to stop a guy who weighs 240 pounds. Viliami Tellini, the senior.
And as the Red Raiders usually do, they'll go for 2. Ahui, no problems on the option to the right side. 36-13 is the score with 35 ticks left to play in the 3rd quarter.
You know, back in the 1st quarter, Kahuku had all kinds of trouble trying to punch in that extra points, but boy, of late, 2 points with no problem.
Just another game for the fans of Kahuku.
They're used to that. Watch it again. Tellini with the handoff. Good blocking up front, but again, Tellini using his big load of 240 pounds to power his way through.
Fans sometimes get so excited that they're on the Jumbotron kind of lose their sense of where they are. But a good night for the Red Raiders. After trailing in the first quarter for only the second time this season, the only other time it happened was when it trailed to St. Louis early in the non-conference action back in August. It was a hard-fought game. But then Kahuku went to the bread and butter, went with that tight end set with an I formation tandem, and it's been all Red Raiders ever since.
Talk about how dominating this year has been for Kahuku. And up until that game last week against Leilehua, all their games that they've won this year against all the Hawaii schools have been by 20 points or more.
So Lau Kauvaka about to kick it away. John Santos and Jordan Abduhan standing back at their own 6-yard line awaiting the kick. Kauvaka has been putting it in the end zone as of late, but he will not do it here. Santos from the 10. Santos looking for the wedge. Cuts back, and he'll be dropped at the 33-yard line. Kauvaka, the kicker, helping to make the tackle. 28 seconds remaining here, third quarter. Mililani will have the football at its own 34. 28 seconds remaining here in the third, but the Trojans are trailing by 23.
Santos, a dangerous return man, because he has a lot of speed. He's also very elusive. Santos returning the ball about 24 yards on that return.
I formation set. Kahuku again showing a 3-4 alignment. Option, pitch out to Torres. Torres hit from behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who? El Afalava. Afalava was in that position, even though he's listed as the free safety, playing almost like a linebacker position.
Well, he's not first team all OIA for nothing. Al Afalava, the senior defensive back, coming up in a hurry to make that stop on Torres. And again, Kevin, Mililani still having all kinds of trouble trying to figure out this Kahuku defense.
The Afalava loss, tackle for loss, will represent the final play of the third quarter. So now we go to the final 12 minutes of action here in the OIA Championship game between the Red Raiders and the Trojans. The first meeting between these two since 2001. 36-13 is the score.
Hard to imagine, too, that these two teams have only met each other 6 other times over the years.
Well, you play in different divisions, West and East divisions, and remember for a couple of years they had that experiment with the red, white, and blue. Did the OIA. Apparently someone is way past their bedtime on the Kahuku side of the field, it looks like, or is that the Mililani side?
Well,
looks like it's the Mililani side of the field.
She looks comfortable, that's for sure.
I mentioned the winner of this game, and at this juncture of this contest, it's going to be Kahuku. They'll have a first-round bye. They'll take on the winner of the BIIF champion and the OIA third-place finisher. Of course, the Hilo and Kealakehe will battle for the Big Island crown tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Castle and Leilehua will play for third place. And
that will be a good game.
That's going to be a very entertaining game up at Leilehua Field. Hugh Yoshida Field, I should say. Recently renamed.
Leilehua giving Kahuku all kinds of problems last week.
2nd and 11. Cajuano steps up in the pocket, drops the football, gets it back, and then dropped at the 39-yard line. How fortuitous was that bounce? Unfortunately for the Trojans, it hasn't happened long enough. Jason Tufunga there with the tackle.
Cajuano got away from the pressure, saw all kinds of open room, but started to take off. I think kind of surprised him a little bit. He almost forgot the football. Watch it again. All kinds of running room there, but then he drops the ball. Luckily for him, he picks it right up.
So 3rd and 5 after a gain of 6. Cajuano drops back again in shotgun, trips to the top of your screen. Blitz shown, and the snap gets away from Cajuano. Ball is still loose, still rolling, and it looks like that Mililani has fallen back on the football. And the backup center, Jamie Botello, falls on the bouncing pigskin. Bring up 4th down.
Trying to see if that was a low snap from center. Yeah, it was. It was off to Cajuano's left as well. No chance for Maka to even catch that ball. Luckily for Mililani, they're able to keep possession, but it's 4th and long now. They're forced to punt.
Mauhi Moala and Spencer Hafoka back deep. There's Mauhi Moala, who had a long return, and right as he was about to break the plane of the goal line, fumbled the ball. And now a timeout called.
Timeout, Mililani.
Trojans called timeout as they only had 10 players on the field, and the play clock was only at 1 second left. Kevin Hashiro, Jim Oshiro with you here at Aloha Stadium. 10:28 remaining in the OIA Championship game. Kahuku with a 36-13 lead over Mililani, and we mentioned that Kahuku, providing they hang on to this 23-point lead here in the 4th quarter, will take on the BIIF champion and the OIA number 3 team in the quarterfinals after a first-round bye. We mentioned Hilo and Kealakehe will battle it out tomorrow on the Big Island for the Division I championship. Castle Lelehua will fight it out for the number 3 spot for the OIA in the state tournament. And in years past, the number 3 and the number 4 OIA tournament teams would automatically get into the tournament because of the downsizing this year. It's a winner goes on, the loser stays home situation.
One thing that's always interesting in the state tournament, we get a chance to see the neighbor island schools, and you don't hear a whole lot about them during the season, but they've got some good players out there, tough teams.
Torres nearly has the punt blocked, but it'll take a nice roll. Hafoka will field it at his own 40, still on his feet. Hafoka looking to dance, has a wall, and finally his horse collared out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Nice return for Spencer Hafoka, as once again, the Red Raiders will have very good field position to begin the 4th quarter.
Hafoka took a gamble to pick up that ball, but with a lead so large, I guess you can afford to take that kind of gamble. Hafoka is a guy that can make things happen the moment he touches the football, whether he's on the receiving end or on special teams. Watch him, Hafoka dancing. Good job to get away, and he's so elusive, and again, all kinds of speed on that young man.
Ponciana Ohue backs, fires, completes out to Kava. Stanley Kava dragged down at the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play before Matt Welsh makes the stop.
Siwaki Levi not calling off the dogs yet. He still has his first team in there.
Well, if the time is to work on your passing game, I think maybe now is perhaps a good time to do it. Although some critics will say, why do you throw when your team's up by 23 here in the 4th quarter? Second down, and we've got a new running back tandem. Malositeo is back. Now play action. Ahue going deep for Hafoka and overthrows him by a couple of steps. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Maybe a good play call on 2nd down in short yardage.
And Hafoka was able to actually to turn his defender around. Matt Welch had him turned around, then Hafoka broke to the outside, and I had that ball been on target, Hafoka was wide open for that pass. Again, we talk about the value of Spencer Hafoka, how he has the ability to get open and get some separation.
Not only with decent hands, but very good moves. A little shake and bake, and also has the ability to throw. The give is to the fullback, straight up the middle. And Simi Alo with the carry, his first rush of the game, and that will be good for a Kahuku first down. Again, the talented linebacker Josh Andrews, only a sophomore, but a future star in the making with the tackle.
First look at Simi Alo tonight, the junior, 5'10", 220. But what a comfort zone Siwaki Levi has with 4 or 5 running backs that he can use, and all of them have the same amount of talent. No drop off at whoever he sends in there.
Slowly but surely, Siwaki Levi sending in his reserves. In fact, the left side of the offensive line, brand new. Play action. Ahue again, back to pass, throws, has Hafoka. One-handed catch by Hafoka down to the 12-yard line. we've seen Spencer Hafoka. This is not the first time we've seen him do that. We saw an incredible one-handed catch made a couple of weeks ago by this talented senior.
Well, we talked about his value, and once again we get another new example of Spencer Hafoka's talents. Watch it again. Hafoka again doing a good job to break away and cause some separation. Look at all that room he had to work with there, getting away from Chris Dickerson and making a spectacular one-handed catch.
Give is up the middle to Teo, and Teo dropped after a pickup of a yard. That's a SportsCenter play, or SportsCenter highlight catch there by Spencer Hafoka.
Top 10, no doubt about that.
There's going to be a lot of oohing and eyeing when the team watches the game film come next week. Aaron Po'oloa with the tackle. But again, you have to say, what kind of numbers would Spencer Hafoka put up if he played in a pass-oriented offense? I mean, the young man has such untapped potential. I mean, the sky's the limit for Hafoka. Ahoue will be dropped. No fooling on play action. Chris Villamore was not fooled on play action fake. It will bring up 3rd down and long.
It took a little bit too long there, and Villamore able to close the gap and make the stop. Watch it again. A couple of fake handoffs, and Villamore not fooled by that.
3rd and 20 coming up. I formation set. Spencer Hafoka is lined up to the top of your screen, and I'm sure they might look for him. Ahoue going to the end zone, and this ball is picked off. The receiver didn't even turn around. Redmond Tudor had not even turned around, and he was just kind of waiting for the play to develop. So obviously a busted play there. So a defensive stand for Mililani, perhaps, however, too late as the ball was picked off by the nickelback, Makini Sosa.
Definite miscommunication there. Yeah, you're right. Redmond Tudor not even looking when that pass is thrown by Ponciano Ahoue. You see it. The only guy that was looking was Makini Sosa. Mililani, the senior defensive back.
Jay Green gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Jason Tufunga, reserve linebacker, and again, Shiwaki Levi starting to bring out some of his second-team players. Tufunga there with the stop. 7 minutes left to play here in this game.
You know, on Mililani's last drive, you saw a concerned look on the face of James Millwood, the head coach, and you gotta hope that Mililani has figured out something to get past this Kahuku defense. If not for this game, the next game, again, their season's not going to be over.
The give off right tackle. I believe that might have been, I want to say was it Green again? Nope, that was Abduhan. And again, Abduhan submarine by Tufunga will bring up 3rd down and a yard, or rather 3rd and 9 after a pickup of a yard.
And you'd like to see Mililani again execute their plays. They're down 23. This game is more than likely out of reach with only 6 minutes left. But again, their season is not over when this game is done. They're still all going on to the state tournament.
Cajuano, short drop. He'll fire a sideline pass, and it's incomplete, intended for John Santos. Tomasi Fuller in coverage. Well, you mentioned that, like you said, Jim, the season is not over. Mililani will play next week, although they'll have to travel. They'll play Lahaina Luna, a surprise team out of the MIL, next week at War Memorial Stadium in Wailuku. So the Trojans will have to get used to seeing the colors red, white, and black as the Lahaina Lunas await Mililani, as now this outcome has probably been decided here. Torres back to kick. Off the side of his foot again for Jordan Torres, and the ball will be placed probably inside the 20. In fact, it's right at the 20-yard line. So Jordan Torres has had his struggles kicking the football in punt formation tonight. It's a 3rd bad kick for Jordan Torres this evening.
Again, the 3rd time, too, that Kahuku will have excellent field position after a bad punt.
Well, Spencer Hafoka was standing back, and you have to wonder if Torres was trying to angle his kick away from the dangerous Hafoka.
You see that look on the face of James Millwood.
Trojans about to suffer their first loss of 2004 after going through the entire 2004 schedule unscathed. Ponciano Ahoy remains the quarterback. Give right up the middle to Malose Teo. Teo a pickup of about 5. Josh Andrews again with the tackle as he's getting a lot of playing time here in the second half. 5.5 minutes left, 36-13 Kahuku.
And Mililani has to remember that they are a good football team. And after all, they won the OIA West with ease. They're the only undefeated team thus far in the state. They won't be after tonight, but they do have a good chance to move on in that state tournament.
Teo again from the outside. Teo looking to get the first down, and flags come out. We may have a face mask as Malose Teo got pulled down right at the 10-yard line. Let's see what the call is. And you guys saw on the tackle that was Makini Sosa who intercepted the last Ahue pass.
Face mask on the defense, 5 yards, first down.
Well, it's been a long night for James Millwood, especially since the beginning of the second quarter.
And once again, we'll see if we can see that face blatant right there. Well, look at the disparity in first downs. Kahuku with 13, Mililani with 5. That's how much Kahuku has just controlled the football tonight.
Teo up the middle. Teo down to the 3. Shane Andrews, or rather Josh Andrews, with the tackle once again. You see the potential in this young man. James Millwood is going to have himself a good linebacker for the next 2 years.
Andrews 5'11", 190. And watch him bounce right in there to make that stop.
4.5 minutes and counting. Red Raiders up by 23 and looking to make it 6 more coming up. We're on the keeper, then flips it out to Teo. Teo around the edge and forced out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Chris Villamore appears to be shaken up, then bounces right back up.
That was actually a dangerous toss by Ponciano Ahoy. He was actually wrapped up by Ryan Aguan. Watch it again. But somehow Ponciano Ahoy able to get that toss out far enough for Malose to make that catch.
Well, at least he didn't.
A dangerous toss, though.
Well, at least he didn't toss it out to a guard. Did you see what Aaron Brooks of the New Orleans Saints did last week? In desperation, he was in all kinds of danger, and he found a teammate to throw a lateral to. The only problem was his guard. And I think they ended up losing 30 yards on the play.
Just looking for any player with the same color jersey. Just happened to be the wrong guy, that's all.
Well, he threw it to someone weighing 330 pounds instead of 230 pounds. Here's a pass, and it's incomplete. Simi Alo, the intended receiver, was a little bit low, right at the shoestrings of Alo. It'll bring up 4th down and goal at the 4.
Yeah, you're right. That pass, if it had been a little bit higher, Alo was open for that pass, and he would have stepped into the end zone with ease. Ahoy, again, the receiver's getting open in this offense tonight.
Timeout.
Pass just a little bit behind as well.
Timeout called by Kahuku, 3:45 remaining, and it's 4th and goal, and you're up by 23 points. And you know what? And I'm going to play head coach here. I'd say you're up by a lot. Hey, let's try and see if we can kick a field goal.
Why not?
See if you can get confidence with your field goal kicker, which right now is Redmond Tudor is the regular kicker. Let's see what he can do.
I know that Kahuku has had trouble in their kicking game, but it's strange to not even see them even attempt an extra point. Even when they've been up by so many, they still have not tried an extra point attempt.
And in the last few games, we've seen the Red Raiders, when they have scored their first touchdown of the game, they've usually tried to kick it. But tonight, we saw them go for 2 from the get-go. 4th down, and Shiaki Levi elects to apparently go for it because he's got Spencer Hafoka to the top right corner of your screen.
think the fact that Levi attempted just 2 points every single time just shows his confidence in his offense. Regardless of whether they make it or not, he's confident his offense will score again.
Play action. Ahue throwing to the end zone. Incomplete. That ball may have been tipped. Intended for the dangerous Spencer Hafoka, but the ball may have been tipped at the line. Nonetheless, Red Raiders turned the ball over on downs with 3:40 left to play. And for what seems like maybe the 129th time, the Trojans will have the ball inside their own 10.
I think you're right. I think it was touched a little bit, that the ball fluttered, but Chris Villamore got in there in a hurry.
First and 10 at the 5 officially is the spot of the football. Maka Kahuku, who has struggled in this game, back under center. Little dump-off pass. Ball is incomplete. Al Afalava managed to get a hand in there and knock it away from the intended receiver, Jordan Torres.
It's a good thing, too, that Afalava did touch that ball, because Jordan Torres, if he had not tipped that ball, he would have hit Jordan Torres in stride. And possible Jordan Torres could have broken away. Watch it again. Al Afalava.
Gotta wonder where his next destination will be for 2005.
I'm sure the recruitment list is long.
You have to wonder if another team wearing red and black that plays in Salt Lake City is very interested. Give is to Perbera, and Kekoa Perbera looks like he is injured. Gets up slowly, but finally helped up by Aaron Kia. Then you have to wonder where some of these kids are headed off next. You know, the recruiting list is long and steady, especially on Kahuku's side. We mentioned Afalava a little while ago, and he may be headed and most likely being recruited by that team in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, Utah.
Which has become once again a destination for North Shore kids.
Of course, the North Shore are Kahuku, OIA, big Mormon community out there.
And we've seen Utah kind of get into it in the last few years. BYU has always been the feeder, has always been the destination, but it's been the University of Utah taking advantage lately. Swing pass up to the outside, complete to Nick Rogers, and that'll be good for a first down. Only the 6th first down of the game for the Trojans. Rogers does get out of bounds. Clock will stop with 2:49 remaining.
It seemed like in the past that BYU would get most of the good players, but now it seems like Utah, they're turning things around now. Now it's the other way, where Utah is getting all the key players and having a whole lot of success. What are they ranked, 8th now?
Ranked 8th in the nation. Chris Kemoeatu, a former offensive lineman for the Red Raiders, is a starting guard up at Salt Lake City for Urban Meyer. Kahuku dropping back to pass, flushed out, and he'll be brought down. Kevin Unga with the tackle. And you can bet that maybe the recruiting list for once Spencer Hafoka is long and steady.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see who he ends up with. He's going to be a good one, though, wherever he ends up.
I can guarantee you one thing. Some school that runs the run and shoot offense just a few miles away from this stadium is going to go after him. Ball is loose. Are they calling that a fumble or an incomplete pass? They're calling it incomplete pass. As Afalava coming in off the edge once again.
Again, the speed and quickness of Afalava. Afalava's got a good size, too. The defensive back, 6'2". Nice to have a defensive back with some height advantage to be able to knock passes down. And as you see that last play, Afalava coming in from behind.
I guess the question is, Afalava at 6'2", and like you said, 190. Will that be his position when he's off in college? I mean, he might have the frame to add on bulk and play a little linebacker. Kahuku completes it to Rogers. Rogers with open field. Rogers at midfield. Down to the 40, 45, 30. Rogers trying to cut back and finally forced out of bounds. Well inside Kahuku territory by Suaesi Tuimaune. but not before a long pickup for the Trojans. One of the few plays that the Trojans can celebrate.
Well, better late than never, I guess. Rogers wide open for that pass, coming across on the crossing pattern. And Rogers getting some good block downfield. Boy, had that play come back in the first half, Kevin.
They have been far and few between in the second, third, and here in the fourth quarters. A little over 2 minutes left to play. Trojans trying to mount one last stand. Pass is complete to Santos. Santos finally gets swarmed under, but not before picking up 8 yards on the play.
Timeout.
You know, some people might say that, well, this is coming against Kahuku's second team or third team. Well, keep in mind, Kahuku's second and third team, some of them can play just as well as the first teams on other teams. Kahuku completing another pass. Again, had this stuff come earlier in the game, it might have made some kind of difference.
Timeout Trojans, 150 and counting. Trojans still have 2 timeouts. Kahuku has expended all 3 of its timeouts.
So one good thing about having a lot of depth, and especially when a team like Kahuku can get ahead of their opponents so far, it gives the second and third team players a chance to play. They get a lot of playing experience. That's valuable, not only for that for this season, but also the following season if they're coming back.
Great to see that the fans, especially the students, are still into it despite being down by 23 points. And like you said, there's still life. There's still hope for the Trojans. They will not win the OIA Championship and not get the first round bye, but they will go to the Valley Island to take on Lahaina Luna next week, the MIL champs.
Yeah, the bigger prize is still available yet.
That's right. Although if they were to beat Lahaina Luna in their first round game, look at what they have in the second round, and that's the ILH champion Kamehameha Warriors. Kahuku gets dropped down by Lau Kahuku, the punter, and a backup linebacker. Big loss on the play. It'll bring up third and about 13 maybe, and now Kahuku is hurt. Can't afford to lose him because he is the punter on the team.
And he's a leg that Kahuku has, and again, no kicking game on that Kahuku side. Kahuku has just been under all kinds of pressure tonight.
Or they're looking at maybe that left knee of Kahuku.
Doesn't look good.
Well, the last thing you want to see here in mop-up time is injuries to key members of your team. And even though Kahuku is a backup linebacker, he is still very valuable as the kickoff man as well as the team's punter. We'll take a break here with 1:35 remaining. Kahuku with a very comfortable 23-point advantage over Mililani, 36-13. We'll be back on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Lau Kahuku being helped off the field as he can hardly put any weight on that right knee.
I don't know what Kahuku would do if he can't kick.
Well, the Red Raiders have 2 weeks to find out if indeed if this is a more serious injury than we hope it is. They have 2 weeks to kind of figure things out.
You know, if Kahuku makes it, hypothetically, if they make it to the championship game once again in the state tournament, how in the world can they outdo their performance from last year? That championship game last year was
one of the best,
if not
games
the best,
ever.
if not the best. That's a tough act to follow.
3rd and 13, toss sweep, and it looks like they're going to run the reverse to Santos, who may want to throw. He's got a receiver open just momentarily. Fight for the ball, incomplete. Nick Rogers was open down the field momentarily, but just waited too long to throw. And by the time that the pass was made, the defensive backs had a lot of time to recover.
Ended up being double covered there at the end.
Let's take a look at this replay here, Jim, coming up as we discuss our player of the game candidates right now. There's so many.
I know, it's been so balanced tonight. You can't just pick out one guy.
Kahuku in trouble here on 4th and long, and back backpedaling, has to force the pass, which falls incomplete to John Santos. So with 1:20 left, that's it. Kahuku, all he can do now is maybe sit on the football, although the Trojans do have 2 timeouts left. So they'll take over on downs at the 26-yard line, and for the fourth out of the last 5 years, or 5 out of the last 6 years, I want to say, another OIA championship.
I think it's 6 out of the last 7 now. Irregardless, whatever it is, I mean, it's a testament to this Kahuku team, the stranglehold they've had on the OIA crown over the years.
Jacob Kahavai, the reserve quarterback, now into the game. He'll just hand it off to Simi Alo. Alo down the field. He's being chased from behind, and Alo dropped at the 20-yard line. Simi Alo breaking it right up the middle with the ball at the 20-yard line before being chased down from behind by Sosa.
Kahuku continuing to play hard, and again, there's no drop-off no matter who comes in there at running back. This time it's Simi Alo, the junior. Again, nice blocking, and Alo showing good speed to cut to the outside.
Toss sweep to the right side. A.J. Victorian on the sweep, and Victorian down the sidelines has a first down, but also down as a penalty marker right at the 20-yard line. And Matt Welch making the tackle appears to be injured on the play. A lot of injuries we're seeing in the final moments here of this hard-fought football game, as Matt Welch now flat on his back on the Kahuku sideline.
Yeah, a team like Mililani can't really afford.
Legal procedure on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Mililani can't afford injuries to, let's say, a Kahuku team. Kahuku with so much depth. I mean, coming into this game, Kahuku has about 27 more players than Mililani. And especially now when you're hitting the state tournament, you need everybody in there. Things just get tougher as you move on.
And it looked like Welsh may have landed on that shoulder as he came down to make the tackle. 46 seconds left, and now the heavens start to open up just momentarily. 46 seconds left to play. Kahuku will win this game, but first we'll take a break. This is the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Kevin Hashiro, Jim Oshiro. Rodney Inez, our floor director. Back here in the waning seconds, the OIA championship game between Kahuku and Mililani. Matt Welsh will walk off the field under his own power, and it's good to see that. And you mentioned a little while ago the HHSAA tournament coming up as we see the backup quarterback Jacob Kahavai. We mentioned what Mililani and Kahuku have in store for them. If you're Mililani, can't afford to look past a pretty gritty Lahaina Luna squad.
Yeah, they had a great year this year.
Outstanding year for the Lunas, who came out of nowhere to win the MIL championship. Inside counter to reserve wide receiver Lehi Aumua. Short gain on the play with under 30 seconds left to play. But
I can't even remember the last time Lahaina Luna has even contended.
Oh, it's been about 3 years, I want to say. They had Kavika Costco as a quarterback, and Costco is now a reserve cornerback for, guess who? The University of Utah. This will probably be the final play from scrimmage here. But again, we mentioned that if Mililani, as Kahavai will take a knee, as Mililani will, if they are successful against Lahaina Luna, boy, they have a tough task ahead. Kamehameha. awaits them in the next round. Kahuku will await the winner of the Hilo Kealakehe Kasolelehua game. Of course, Hilo and Kealakehe, as the clock has now ticked to its end, 36-13. Kahuku the winner, winning the OIA Championship once again, but Hilo and Kealakehe will meet for the BIIF Championship. The winner of that game will meet the winner of tomorrow's Kasolelehua third place OIA game, which will be played a week from tonight. Kahuku will not play again until November 26th, Friday after Thanksgiving. So the OIA champs, once again, the Kahuku Red Raiders for the 6th time in the last 7 seasons. Saw a great article of them on the front page of the USA Today newspaper. For the Mililani Trojans, unfortunately, seeing their undefeated season come to an end, but they'll live on to play another day. That day will come a week from tonight on the Valley Island in the HHSA Championship against the Lahaina Luna Lunas, the MIL champions.
A well-deserved win tonight for the Red Raiders. You saw that scoreboard earlier. That told the whole story. Mililani opened up the game in fine fashion. They had confidence. They had a lot of energy. They had a 13-6 lead over Kahuku, but then all of a sudden in the second quarter, Kahuku just took over. 22 points in the second quarter. Another 8 here in the second half, so 30 unanswered points after that.
Here's our most valuable player, our stadium star of the game. That's quarterback Bronson Ponciano Ahue.
And boy, that was a tough call tonight.
Very tough call.
A lot of players to choose from. You could have picked Micah Strickland. Of course, that guy there, Spencer Hafoka. But Ponciano Ahue led the offense tonight, and he's our player of the game.
He did a great job of just calling out great plays. Was terrific on play-action passes, which fooled Mililani a couple of times, which allowed him to complete those passes to Spencer Hafoka downfield. So, again, it was a tough call to make, but we decided just to give it to Bronson Ponciano Ahue.
Not bad, too, coming off last week. He didn't even play last week against Leilehua in the semifinals.
And here comes the haka, the traditional pregame chant.
The USA article talked about the haka dance as well.
You know, the haka is great. But it's also great to see that the players of all backgrounds, from Asians to the Caucasians, to getting into the spirit of things. Well, Jim, it's been a great game so far. We'll see you next week at the state tournament coming up. We want to thank all of our people who participated in our broadcast today, from the camera crew to the directors in the Jumbotron, and also big thanks to our first half floor director, Matt Bishop. I want to say thanks to Rodney Inez for directing here in the second half. For Jim Oshiro, I'm Kevin Oshiro. Once again, our final score, Kahuku 36, Mililani 13, OIA champs once again. For everyone here at Aloha Stadium, we'll see you for the HHSA tournament. Begins a week from tonight. Until then, mahalo and take care of yourselves. This is the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.